Damn, it even let me do my thing. Just start streaming our song. All right, fuck it. We back, and we back, and we back. And we're live. Make sure all this shit looking all right. Making sure all this shit looking up to par.
Hey, you know.
Salute whoever watching right now. Salute to you. Salute to you. We about to get it started in a minute. Salute to you. Make sure if you're able to chat in the chat. We like talking to the chat. Like the chat be talking shit. So if you're in the chat, make sure you chat it up. 4 people watching. We about to get started. Let me see something. Let me check the Twitch real quick and then we're going to get started. Oh, Matlock in the building. Matlock in the building. Matlock in the building.
Yeah.
Salute my boy Matlock.
Get down. Get down. Get down. Here. Get down.
Oh, he was following me on Twitch.
Here.
That's interesting. All right, you ready? Ready to get this thing popping? People leaving. Oh, look at the damn cat, boy. You need to put them over in the cage.
Oh, hell no. That'd be terrifying.
Shit. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back, man. It's your boy, D. Fran.
Boy, be Neely.
We're back in a bit for another episode of Absolutely Unsure Podcast. And we got a major, breaking news topic to talk about today and, some other things that happened that we'll go and we'll get into, You know how the show go. You know how the show go. The show just get the flowing and we get to going, and that's how it's going to probably go today. As well, it's going to veer off into a lot of other tunnels and destinations. So buckle up, be prepared. If you want to, and you're not subscribed on the audio version, go to SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to get the full audio versions of the podcast. Go check them out over there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just search up D-Fran. That's where we live stream, and that's where it will be live every single time that we do it. And, that's how we rocking. So, we just did one on Sunday. I don't know if you want to go into good things or you just want to let's get to the shit. If you got any good things since Sunday or Saturday, whenever we did it.
I just told myself it's time to re-up. I've been a little unfocused. Well, I wouldn't even say unfocused. I had to readjust because working managership is just different. So, I had a little routine and stuff I was following and doing pretty good with. So I think I got adjusted enough so where I feel comfortable getting back to my routine, which I'm excited about. So that's about it.
Okay. I see you got a new book up there. What's the new one? I see you done with the Money Man.
How to Read Auras. I've been read that one.
Okay.
How to Read Auras.
I don't know shit about that. What's up, Biggie Bianca? Shout out to you. You in the building. Shout out to you.
I got
a good thing. I started reading. I remember I told you I was going to come back with a book report on Will Smith's book. I started reading the book. I only got through 30 pages so far. But so far, it's an interesting, read of Will Smith's childhood and why he does the things that he does and why he acts the way that he acts. And I don't know, it's pretty good so far. Pretty much like how I told you the first couple pages I read was about his daddy being abusive, and it kind of goes into that, and why his childhood went the way it was, how his mother acts, how his sister acts, and he ended up becoming that's why I feel like that's why he do the things he do with Jada. Like that's why he acts. He's a pleaser. He was a pleaser in his household. Like his dad was beating him and doing fucked up shit, but he's still like, that's my dad. I feel like I need to please him. Like, that's what he became. Like his younger brother was like pushing back against that. His mama was pushing back, but it was getting getting him beat up. But Will Smith always wanted to please his dad because he thought if he just pleased him, then all the bad shit would go away, pretty much. That's like the first.
I'm just trying to tie it in. I'm thinking how.
That's the first 30 pages. Salute Charles Edward Cheese in the building.
Hey.
Now he didn't drop the bag. He dropped the bag on us. Salute, he in the building.
Oh, every time you pull up, we see.
Hey, actually, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. But hey, Charles Edward Cheese, if you did decide to donate, I'm gonna tell you right now. Boom, right here is a link. Due to the Cash App. YouTube be stealing the money. I ain't gonna lie to you. YouTube be stealing a big chunk. So you want to do it? You can do it. If not, salute to you. You've done it a million times. We fuck with you. You're a producer of the show. You're a producer of the show. But anyways, this
I'm trying to figure
this
out how it
episode
correlates.
of Absolute Sure is brought to you by Charles Edward Cheese. Go to his YouTube. If he has a YouTube channel, go to his YouTube channel and run up the subscribers on his show. But anyways,
But no, I was just wondering how it would correlate with like pleasing her in a sense. I don't know. Like
I'm just gonna get more when I read a little bit more. I was thinking like if I could read 100 pages a day, it's a 400-page book. If I could read 100 pages a day, I'll be done in 4 days. So I'm sure by next time we hear, I'll be done with the book.
Because it's like, I mean, I don't think their whole relationship been bad, right?
I doubt it.
So I guess I don't want to make it seem like his parents' relationship is like that's why he got into a toxic relationship with Jada.
That kid said, "Fuck the aura." Fuck the aura.
But I don't know. I don't think he necessarily got into a toxic relationship. But I don't know. I don't know how like the first 10 years went. Like was she on his ass? Was she out the house and stuff like that? Then I'd be like, okay, maybe he been tripping. But if she started wilding the last 20, 30 years, I mean, I think he did a pretty good job in a sense. You know what I mean?
Up
Every
to this
relationship
point,
not gonna end until you die.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. So salute to the people that's watching. I see from what I see, salute to the people that's watching on YouTube and salute to the person that's watching on Twitch. If you do want to watch the show on Twitch, we are live on YouTube and Twitch. You can go and follow over on the Twitch. Just search up Differential. That's what it's Differential on Twitch. Just go follow over there if you do got Twitch and you watch on Twitch and do whatever you got to do on Twitch like things. So let's get into it. Let's not waste no more time. We're here again to discuss another tragic, murder in hip hop. Young Dolph was killed while picking up some cookies from a local cookie shop in Memphis. Bunch of reports, this, that, 50 shots. Was he being followed? Hitman? Who did it? It's just a bunch of stories out at the moment. But what we do know is Young Dolph has passed away. When you seen him, what was your first reaction?
Tired of this shit. Definitely tired of it. Like, bro, another one. Like, it's just ridiculous, bro. Like, it feel like almost every month. I know it's not that like that, but another black dude died. Shit, really ain't even started. Like, he popular now. He got fame now, but when we really think about the potential of how some of these celebrities and how we ain't seen them become so fundamental in other things, bro. Motherfucker could have became an actor. Motherfucker, you never know what the motherfucker could have been. Like, he was just starting. Like
36.
Rap is the beginning for a lot of people for them to branch off into other shit. So like, I really feel like a lot of just another rapper lost, another family tree stunted. But
I feel like he was really trying to like we saw like Yo Gotti was Yo Gotti at first, right? And I'm not trying to tie these two together because they had any beef, but they're both from Memphis, right? But Yo Gotti had his career. And then now you can arguably say Yo Gotti has one of the most successful artists late, like CMG with Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster. I don't think Pooh Shiesty signed him, but 42 Doug, he has it's a small roster, but those people on his roster are pretty successful in their own right. So I feel like Young Dolph, we got Key Glock, which is his cousin, but Key Glock is still very popular. He just dropped the album last week, and I'm sure he's going to sign more people to the Paper Route Empire. He was probably going to back away from music and get more on his executive shit, but, I don't know what the story is. I don't know if it's your past coming up to get you, if it's just a random act of jealousy or hate. We don't know at this moment, but I would be led to believe that it wasn't as random. I would believe it's maybe somebody he crossed paths with before the fame and they just, it's perfect timing. That's what I would be led to believe.
At this point, I just being in the hood is crazy to me. Being in your own town, at this point, we know it's crazy to do. But if you're going to do that and still be riding solo dolo, bro, you just too comfortable. You too comfortable or you ignorant to the world we live in, bro. The hood ain't no joke, bro. Either, I don't know if it's a robbery because why would they kill him?
The only reason I don't think it was a robbery because when you're trying to rob somebody, I don't think you blast 50 times, and then don't steal nothing.
So that was, I don't know if they shot 50 times.
That's what people are saying.
But yeah, and then when not little Nas X, I'm tripping. When Triple A,
XX Tentacion.
there you go. When he died, got murdered, they were supposedly robbing him too. So sometimes they may do that. I don't know,
but the young Dolph thing was like, from what the people who run the cookie shop, they made a statement. They said young Dolph came in the store and somebody just pulled up and started shooting. What X was, they pulled up on him, hopped out the car, tried to steal his bag. He wasn't compliant, and then they shot him, and they took the bag still. So they was in a robbery process. This looked like some shit like, we see you, we about to get you.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, I don't even know how much protection you can have, because even with Nipsey, he had people around him. Even like with that situation that you're saying now, like if your dudes was really just out, like that's the instant drive by, and security guards will get shot too. Like bullets go through everybody. So I don't even know if they would have been prepared for that. So I it's really one of them. Like, bro, I was tweeting about this shit, nigga. You in a whole nother class, bro. Yeah. You don't need to be in these areas where, I mean, shit, you more likely to be seen, or in your own hometown, bro. It's time for you to move and separate and part ways. Like I said, you can still maybe donate to schools and little boys and girls clubs and shit like that, and like help your community out, bro. But the chilling and like riding around, like that shit, it's really blasphemy at this point. Like,
there's no point.
Safe by any means.
Like, I get it. If there's a spot, like say like what's that shit called? What's that chicken spot across from TSU called? Frenchies? Yeah. Say you love Frenchies, but you a rapper, you rich. Bro, just send somebody else to go get that shit for you. You don't need to pull up the Frenchies in your Lamborghini in the middle of third. I know that U of H is right there and TSU, so you think like, oh, this school's right here. You don't need to pull up to the hood of your Lambo. You don't need to do that. Bro, it's only attention. It's only attention.
He said you're going to have to really got to be giving back. And I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I completely, you definitely got to give back.
They even that.
Being there, bro, you don't have to do that.
I think what he's saying is if you, I think what he's saying, if you're going to do that, like if you're going to be in the hood, to feel safe, you really got to be giving back. I think they don't give a fuck. They just.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck at all. They don't give a fuck at all. Nipsey was fucking supposed to be the hood Jesus.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck at all. Well, one dude, but you got to think that's in the hood. It may be a group. It may be a person. It could be anybody, because it's so many people in poverty there. So, bro, and you a main attraction, bro. You a star. Everybody see you. And some people you don't want to be seen by. Everybody not a good person. And in the hood, you sometimes deal with that. Now, I ain't gonna say not a good person, but them niggas be hungry. Like, whether it's a hit out for you, like they can get money because it's money on your head or whatever. Like, that's like, it's not safe, bro. Like, with Nipsey, it was a one person thing, but it's not safe, bro. You shouldn't even be around people that think like that.
Yeah.
Like, a president just don't be in the open.
Chilling. Like, it don't know. We ain't just chilling.
Like, bro, you got to be sophisticated. If you got a criminal background, if you got a sketchy whatever, if you might have said whoop the whoop about the president, you can't be around him.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to move like that. Literally, it was a young dude that's in high school to go. He was like, bro, I don't know why these niggas not moving presidential. There's somebody in high school that thinks like that, bro. It's not. So this is common sense. I'm trying to like.
And you got to think about it like this. Like,
weird.
If you're famous in a city that doesn't really have, like, not even that, if you're famous, even if you're in LA, you still need to move around like that. If you're famous, you should move around like that. You should move around like you the president. You should have people with you at all times. I don't care if you're just going to the grocery store. There should be people with you at all times. Like, think about it like this. If he had two people with him, two security guards, right? If he would have went into the cookie shop and the security guards would have just been standing in front of the doorway, like in front of the thing, just looking out, they would have seen that car pull up. Those people may have not even attempted to do that just out of their own self-preservation. They might be like, Dolph by himself, we got the upper hand. If Dolph pull out with three people, they might reconsider. Like, we could kill these three people too, but we might not. It might be a better chance. Let's do it another time. So it's like, me, you got to put that pride to your put aside.
Officers at this point.
Yeah, I'm getting police.
Like, I know niggas be like, well, nigga, you do dirty shit. You shouldn't be doing dirty shit no more. Like, nigga, you in another class now. And if If it's that serious, you can figure out a way. But nigga, I'm moving with cops, bro. I'm sorry, like, cause you gotta think like. I mean, you can go down the dark road and be like, maybe the motherfucking CIA could pay the cops to kill you. You go down that road. But you also got to think, bro, a lot of niggas be hungry. A lot of niggas get set up by people they know. So that's why I'm thinking, well, I'm hiring people, maybe not a cop, but non-related to the fucking hood. Maybe an ex-military person or a few like that. But I'm definitely not hiring one of my homeboys because what if y'all get in an argument? Or what if he never really, like, you don't, like, niggas really don't be a homeboy. Yeah. Niggas be, you a meal ticket, nigga. Yeah. Like, and let's be real. When you rich, bro, everybody that's poor looks at you like a meal ticket. They don't really see the human you. They don't care about you going through a bad day. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Nigga, they see a meal ticket. And some people gonna try to finesse and get to know you. Other niggas just gonna be aggressive with the shit. And you're gonna get that a lot more in the hood because there's a lot of niggas that's hungry. And I don't get why niggas don't think like that, bro. It's too dangerous, bro. Like, what? Like, I guess people be like, man, I don't want to live in the suburbs. That's not like me. Well, nigga, you rich. Get reacclimated to the new lifestyle, nigga. Start meeting some rich motherfuckers, going to rich motherfucking groups. And there's
a video of a guy named Bandman Kevo, right? People say he's a scammer. I don't know about none of that shit, right? I'm just, because if people say, oh, he's a scammer, I don't know. But he made a good point. He said, people got onto me at one point because I said I would rather pay like $5,000 to go to an exclusive party in an exclusive restaurant. He says, you know why? Because I know if I'm paying $5,000 to go here, other people are paying $5,000, and I know I'm gonna be around people that got shit to lose, that are of a certain whatever. He said people ask me like, "You're not scared to wear your jewelry when you go out?" He said, "No, because when I go out, I go to places where people look at my shit like, what the fuck is that? Oh, I have like it's like it's like this. Like if I was rich, I'm not going to. No disrespect, because I go to Cheddar's now, but I'm not going to Cheddar's. I'm going to Vic and Anthony's. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to places where people of my, like you said, of my, and they may call it elitists or classes. It's survival, bro. You gotta, you know.
At this point, I mean, nobody care about what you built in the hood, but even past to what you were saying, to add to what you were saying, like the people you may run into most likely are on some successful shit, and you can network with those people versus like the people you're gonna run to in the hood just trying to look off a leech, basically be a leech. They may have an idea, but you gotta fund 100% of it. So it's like, but when you go to these places, the people you're more likely to run into are more likely to production and success. Like I know you may feel bougie, I know you may feel elitist or whatever, but bro, you've earned it. And at the end of the day, like that's the new game you gotta play, bro. Like it's too dangerous to be dealing with that type of stuff, bro. That's all I can say. It's too fucking dangerous. Lil Snoop, like Mo 3, like it's countless niggas that's died in their hood in their city, bro. Like you shouldn't be in your city, and if you in your city, like if you in a city like Houston, nigga, you should be living in some gated community.
You should be living in the Woodlands gated community. You should be living in Pearland somewhere. You should be living in Sugarland. You should be out of the way.
What somebody said, pay 300 racks for security, 150 to 300 racks for security. That's fine. Like it's a big investment. Like when you think about it, that's a lot of fucking money. But nigga, you gotta think about what you protected, your life and legacy, and how long you may get to live it. Like nigga, I will pay 300,000 because like what that may get you. If you split that up, you can split that up maybe 4 or 5 ways. Honestly, for some people, most police officers make 35. Something like that. So you really could split that up for somebody and they really be making good money. You may can have 5, 6 people.
Yeah, you got to think about it like this. If I had $300,000, right, to pay for like trained like police officers or trained whatever, if I offered 3 veteran police officers, I'll give each of you $100,000 for the year up front right here. Anytime I need y'all to be my security. Because it's dangerous, but it's less dangerous than what they deal with on a day-to-day. They dealing with random fucking people they got to pull over, sketchy shit they got to run into. Just roll with me. The chance we get to an altercation as y'all's police officers is probably very slim because a lot of people are already scared of police officers. They're not really gonna pop off on us. Now, if you just regular dude, y'all look like my homies, then they probably would. But if y'all like in police uniform, they're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, and I was really $50K. 50 to 60K because they make 30 to 40,000.
Well, I'm giving them 100,000 because they're gonna be flying with me. Like, y'all gotta leave y'all family for a little bit. We gotta come over here for a little while. We gotta come over here for a little while. Then we'll go back home. Like, y'all are traveling security.
It's a little off topic. You're right, but you also can interview and hire people that don't have families. Like, that's how much people will be interested in doing that job. Like, people that's already in the military, like young dudes in the military that's got their shit together. Like, bro, it's people that'll do that shit.
Yeah.
And you're a rapper. Like, nigga, I might could be your lifelong bodyguard.
Yeah.
I risk not having a family for a few years.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, you may make me the position and hire other niggas. Like, I may get a raise.
You might be like my head of security from now on.
Yeah.
Or you can end up being the head of security for my label, like for all my other artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit got to be in place. It's like, you know.
You end up starting a business off of some shit that a nigga put you in a position to do.
I was watching one dude, I forgot what his name was. Omi in the Hellcat, right? He got buzzed by the feds for some whatever. But he had money. He had a security dude with him who was always armed or whatever. I watched the video. He gave that dude $200,000 for like a 2. This is your advance for a 2-year contract with your security company. So that means they get $100,000 per year. I mean, that's all right to be my security. I think it's smart.
It's worth it. When you think about you just now starting, yeah, it may hurt a few cold years in the rap game. But, bro, if you really believe in yourself, oh, my God, with the potential of what you can really be, come on.
Yeah, and Young Dolph was, like, independent. And this ain't really just for Young Dolph. It's for any rapper. It's like any rapper because people are jealous, people do whatever. And then you go into, like, street rappers who have active beef still in their city. Like, if you got beef in your city, like, act like beef in your city, you shouldn't be in there. At all.
But that's when niggas, he a pussy. We ran him.
That's fine. That's fine. Y'all stay y'all broke ass over there. I'm a pussy. I'm over here in the hills.
Good.
I'm in Calabasas. I can live anywhere. I can go live in Wyoming and never see you niggas again. I don't give a fuck. I'm gone.
In the hills where no one can find me.
Bro, all right. I'm good. Like, bro, y'all stay here in the hood of Memphis. I'm in Wyoming. I'm anywhere but here. And I get it. Your people still live there, your mama, your this, your that. Fuck it. You got enough bread to buy 1,000 acres in Wyoming and build a little community. And what the fuck y'all need in Memphis? Nothing. Ain't nothing there for y'all no more. Bring y'all ass over here. We done build everybody a $150,000 house. We living.
See,
we not dealing with that bullshit.
It's just due to the poor culture. Like, because you wouldn't think about it. What culture more prevalent? Are you a bitch if you leave your hood? Or you're fake, you a sellout. Like, we get all those things.
Yeah, that's how niggas get tricked into being staying in the hood and dying.
And we have so many negative names for our people that make it, because it's like we need mostly poor people or people that don't like success, because there's people like that. They're like, I can't have it, so fuck people that got it.
Yeah.
Like, they got to make excuses and labels up for reasons why they don't like these people. And, bro, at the end of the day, you can't give a fuck, bro. You just got, like, but that just show how our culture is, because that's more prevalent versus like, hey, bro, we understand our environment. We got to understand our people. And I said it earlier, bro, the hood is a black hole. And the people that live in it is trying their best to not get sucked in it, because the people in the hood or in poverty are at the motherfucking week-to-week, check-to-check, day-to-day trying to survive. Black hole.
Yeah.
Like, they at any second they can get sucked out. It's sucked out this motherfucker. Black hole. And niggas do their best to get out of it, but niggas still be knowing they close.
Yeah.
So when think about dealing with that, bro, we got to understand our people and the situation that they in and that environment, bro. If you put yourself in that environment, what you are risking. Like, I don't think we have a culture that really understand that. Like, it's not that we demify people. Like, we understand the state that these people exist in or live in. Niggas
even this, like, I'm reading like some old people be like, when I said we bringing the whole family to Wyoming, they say some people like to be in the hood. That's cool, Bryce. I'm gonna put. Never mind. I'm about to put your family lives here. But let's just say your aunt lives in the hood, right? Just say your aunt, I don't even know if she does, but I'm just saying, say your aunt lives in the hood. You're famous. What logic does it mean that if I want to see my aunt, I gotta go to the hood? No, my aunt is gonna come to me. I'm not gonna go to the hood. She's gonna come to me.
Why I would rather give her a retreat out of that shit.
But some people are comfortable in there. I don't know why, but some people are just like they cool with staying there.
I get you. Most aunties and grannies I know taking that trip.
Yeah.
Dolph got a big old house out there.
But some people won't. I forgot what there was a rapper I was watching. He did an interview. He was like, I was trying to move my grandma out the hood, but she didn't want to leave. But it's like, okay, don't go visit your grandma in the hood. Send somebody to pick your grandma up. She can come visit you at the estates. You don't got to go to visit her.
I'm hearing grandma off the top of the head. She coming out there.
That's what I'm saying. Just drag her old ass out the house. Man, bitch, come on.
Up. Oh.
She gonna wake up in Wyoming. Come on, bring your stupid ass. I ain't got time for this shit. Throw her ass on a private jet. We ain't got time for this bullshit. Right?
Yeah, hit that neck shit.
Yeah, just chop her ass on the neck. Hit her with a what little shit, the little darts that knock motherfucker out. And she'll be in Wyoming, and she can't get back. She can't get back to Memphis. We in Wyoming now. You can't get back.
Miss Bitch Granny, get on the jet.
God, that's dumb shit. He said, "Not bitch, come on." We just talking, man. You know, we just talking shit.
Nah, hey, if she acting like, I ain't gonna lie, my granny ain't said more foul shit than that. Hey, come on, man. My granny said some wild shit.
He said, "Y'all acting like these cats got the mega bag." Think about this, Charles Edward Cheese. If I'm saying I'm taking 20 people with me on an airplane, if I charter a plane, it probably costs them. Let's just say it costs $50,000. For my safety, $50,000 to move everybody to Wyoming. You don't think they got this money? If you look at Young Dolph's car collection, you see him with a Wraith, a Lambo. Those cars, a Wraith by itself costs like $500,000. Lambo probably costs $250,000, $300,000. That's $800,000 just in 2 cars. You see all the jewelry he got. We watch these guys go to Icebox, spend $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. They got the money. Don't get it twisted. They got the money. I'm not saying they're rich like Kanye, but they got enough money to move people away from the hood.
Not the lower level rappers, but I think the lower level rappers should do other tactics like getting in and getting out. Don't be staying in, partying. Have a crew and clique around you that's nonsensical, not playing any games. Like, we're here to do business. I don't care what people say. I don't care if motherfuckers looking a certain way. In and out. Like, there's certain tactics that you can practice that'll guarantee your safety. But
I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but do you think? I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. I want him. I mean, yeah, he could. I guess he could lease it. I guess I'm not saying that's not out of the realm of possibility. But even you got to even think of the bill to lease these amount of cars per month, pay insurance for these cars per month. They have money, bro. He's got money.
One security guard. We talking about the best solutions to getting a security guard. He didn't even have a homeboy standing out there. Like, he could have, like, are we saying getting a cop or ex-military? That's the best case scenario. But nigga still could have had a homeboy watching his back. He riding solo dolo, like, and that's just too risky, bro.
In a Lamborghini, like, first of all, it's a Lamborghini. That's gonna attract attention. And then it's a camouflage one that's Young Dolph's car. We know who. It's like I made the point earlier. I was like, if I see a Rolls Royce Wraith riding around Houston, I won't know who that is, right? But if, say, I saw Instagram Slim Thug has a Rolls Royce Wraith and he got like Longhorn things on the front of it and he has like Boss ENT, like, okay, I know that's him. That's like same in Memphis. I'm sure everybody in Memphis knows if you see a camouflage exotic car, you know that's Dolph. If you see a camouflage car, that's Dolph.
And you got to think, niggas know that he go to this place a few times. People ain't said it on Twitter. Oh, he liked it. Like, I think he might even put it on social media that he liked that place a lot.
Yeah, they took a video of him there last week. Like, Young Dolph came by and
that alone
got some cookies from us.
Shouting the place, waiting on you to come back to that. Like, it's too many variables why I should say, bro. If you really thinking about how you really should be moving, bro, he was risking it. Not. I don't know. Like, I know niggas know how valuable they are, but like, maybe do you think these people think they're untouchable?
This is my thing, right? I don't know Memphis, right? So I know he had beef in Memphis. People always talk about the beef he's had. And I'm not even talking about just with the celebrities. I'm not bringing up Yo Gotti, Black Youngster, whatever. I'm talking about even just regular people in Memphis. So my thing is, I don't know if that part of Memphis he thought was like, this is my area where I came from, so I should be good. It's like if you from 3rd Ward in Houston, you probably think you good there. But say you got beef in 5th Ward, you're probably not going to go to 5th Ward. But when I'm in 3rd Ward, I feel like I should be good here because I grew up here. I did my shit here. I ran the streets here. So maybe that part of Memphis was where he was doing his shit at. So maybe he thought, I can go here by myself. but I won't go to other areas of Memphis by myself. But I don't know. I'm not from Memphis, so I don't know what area
that makes sense. That makes sense. But to me, it's like, nigga, you are arrogant as hell if you think everybody in our metaphor in third ward like you. You crazy as hell if you think you eating niggas, other niggas in your same hood that's not eating nearly as good as you, not even close. They might like you, they may know you, they may say what's up and come to your shows and shit. But don't ever like if nigga Rent do, like, it ain't out the loop that, hey, this nigga out here.
You think
come on,
you think
like,
people just murder him off of the fact of just like he's successful? Like we have no prior dealings. We don't have no beef. We have nothing. Just like, I'm mad because you're successful. Do you think that's a possibility?
It's a slim possibility. I don't think that's on average. I think a nigga rather rob you than just. I think it got to be some type of animosity towards you.
Yeah.
Like it has to be, and like I said, it don't even have to be a money thing. But yeah, niggas in your hood still may not like you. Like, nigga, you flashy. They can't live. They bitch was looking at you.
Yeah.
They bitch keep talking about this nigga Dolph, and he supposed to be the hood drug dealer. But every time Dolph come around, everybody got to talk about Dolph. You know, niggas be like that.
That's such a tragic like state of mind to be in.
But you gotta think, bro. You gotta be the alpha. I gotta be the man. And niggas be. Sad to say, niggas be more animalistic than we think when in this type of mode. It's a killer be killed thing. Like, niggas be getting brag. Like, niggas take this shit as bragging rights. Like, when we talk about the nigga that made the song in Florida, we could never fathom a nigga being proud of that.
Of being around that many dead people, or being associated with that many dead people.
It's niggas that like that shit in that type of lifestyle. So he may be a Crip or some shit. I don't know what's the gang affiliation shit like that. And the nigga may have just been like, you know what? I might take this bragging rights to the.
I see what you're saying. Niggas they do it like it's like on some hunting shit, like it's big game or something. Like it's a fucked up way of thinking, but I'm sure people would be like, yeah, I'm the one who killed X, Y, and Z.
Mo3 shit was a great example of that. I feel like
I talked about that Mo3 shit earlier. That Mo3 shit, like when you really think about that, you had to really hate somebody to do that. To hop out in the middle of the freeway you've been to Dallas, I've been to Dallas. You've been on the Dallas freeway. To hop out in the middle of the freeway, in the middle of the day, to chase someone down and kill them, and it wasn't like they was chasing you. You was chasing them. You had to like hate this person.
And then we gotta think, bro. It be prices on niggas' head that's real life. And I think if you're not at the Jay Prince level of shit, which he still roll with niggas, which like when you, I
swear to God, I was thinking about that.
I always revert back to that video. That nigga on the roof
in Fifth Ward,
everybody had a gun,
bro. But that's the thing. Jay, you know more than I do, right? Jay, like rap like originated in Fifth Ward, right? Like that's where like it like kind of originated. Am I right or am I wrong?
That's what I know.
Okay, so think about it like this. One of the most respected people in Houston, Jay Prince, is in Fifth Ward is like his spot. He still got people strapped up, ready to go at a block party.
Standing on the roof.
Dude had shotgun, pistol, and that's Jay Prince. Jay Prince don't even go nowhere by his damn self. I highly doubt you don't catch Jay Prince at Walmart by himself. He probably don't even go to the stores. He probably send people to go to the stores for him.
Yeah. Jay Prince not going to Walmart.
He probably don't even go to Walmart. He don't even do that shit. Could you imagine if he randomly saw Jay Prince like in line or some shit like that? Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, what you doing in self checkout? Dog? Like, what you doing here?
No.
But it's like even that level. See, because like I don't know. That's what I said. Like I don't know how Memphis is, so I don't know like what type of status Young Dolph has in Memphis. But think about that. You hear they say these names all the time. You hear them say Jay Prince, who are like what people would consider like a street myth, legend, whatever. Like what some dude in Detroit, what's his name? Trick. Is it Trick? Something like that. Like these guys who you would think don't have to worry about nobody, they still themselves walk around with groups of people.
It's like you niggas watch Scarface, but forgot the lethal part of the nigga built the crew.
Yeah,
like he had when he got ran down on, they had to go through by 18 niggas.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar had an army. Like think about it like this. Think about, and I ain't saying rappers got to be to this extent to level where they got to have people ready to hop out and go crazy at any moment. But think about it like this. Think about when El Chapo's son got arrested by the Mexican police. Look what his crew did. They caused hell. They started killing people. They started blowing shit up until the police released him. We're gonna take this shit to the end of earth. Mexico is gonna be burnt to the ground unless y'all release this guy. And you know what they did? They released him.
They had more than enough money.
Here, drug kingpin, go back out into the get away from us.
Chapo got enough money to hire people to do some shit like that. He had enough money to just fund as much fuck uppery as he wanted. Like, the nigga could have. I don't want to get counseled. Nigga really could have became the president if he wanted to. Like,
yeah,
I could pay enough motherfuckers to just be like, hey, El Chapo's the nigga.
Pablo Escobar was on his way to try to becoming the president of, what's that shit called? Colombia or some shit. He became Pablo Escobar became a politician until he got outed. Like, people started to out him as a drug kingpin. But before that, he's playing his role. I'm a drug kingpin, but I'm also going to become a politician. Like, they was just playing their role, building it up. So, I mean, it's just tragic, really. Like, yeah, he got kids. It's like, fuck, man. Why? And my thing is, like, for the people that did it, I think, go to prison. If the reports are true of, like, 50 shots, like, obviously you have no regard for life at all. So I'm not really too fond of the death penalty, but I'm like, like, forget young Dolph. Not forget him, but, like, y'all had something going on. He's in an establishment with people who have nothing to do with whatever y'all got going on. Imagine if you would have killed those people who work in that store just to, like, you was willing, just to get this person, you was willing to kill everybody who may have been in that store at that time. Say it was a little kid in there with his mom getting cookies, a pregnant lady, an old man. Like, it could have been so many people in this store, but you're like, he's by himself. I'm going to get him.
Animals. Some people act like animals. That's the sad truth, man. Like, we know the reason why they behave like, or why certain people behave like that, because the environment raised them to be ruthless. But the reason why it's so weird because America has such a polarizing difference of classes. Like, most places, like, yeah, you have a few people that make money, but, like, in Africa, like, most of the place is pretty much poor. But, like, in America, you can be downtown or amongst rich people, and it's homeless people right there. Like, there's no separation.
It don't feel like a wide divide. Like, if you roll, like, I could be riding to go to River Oaks. What am I saying? If I'm going to River Oaks, before I get to River Oaks, I might pass an entire homeless community. Or I might just be removed from the hood. Like, you could be right here where it's like shack-looking houses, and they're literally on the other side of the railroad track. It's houses that cost $20, $40, $30 million. But they're, like, right here. It's really just walk across the street.
Block.
Just walk across the street. You go from shacks to $30 million homes. So do you still feel they should go to prison if Young Dolph killed a close family member in the past? Yeah, you can't just be out here killing people. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, if
bro, like
that's like if somebody, knock on wood, kill somebody in my family, right? And I wouldn't kill them. When I'm going to kill them, I already know in my head I'm most likely probably gonna get sent to prison. Like, I'm not just thinking like, well, he killed my family, so I killed. Like, that's never been a good defense, and unless they was like I was actively in the act as they're killing somebody.
6 years later is a big difference. Like, if it happened during it or right around the time,
I was saying, like if they're actively shooting at me and they hit somebody that's in my family and I hit them back, that's self-defense. But if they kill your cousin and then 10 years later you kill them, you're still gonna go to prison.
Yeah, we in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Like, we got to be more civilized, bro. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of the classlessness of the society. I'm sorry. Whether it comes, it's a lot of upper class that's not class. Like they got money, but they act very classless. So don't get it twisted. It ain't just poor people.
Yeah,
it's poor
they
people.
do a
that
lot
have
of sick, sadistic shit at the top.
It's people in poverty that have class. So don't get that twisted. But class, like truly classless people that act like that, like I'm sick of it. It disgusts me.
It's like trailer photographer. It's just like when I speak about the Julio Fulio shit and the Young and A shit, like they're going back and forth disrespecting dead people, right? And I get it because you killed his person, their people killed one of yours. It's like a ping pong. You back and forth. You kill me, we kill you. But is any of that shit right? Like, do you get so desensitized to it, like you lose your humanity? Like you're naming 30. Like I know what happened. Like yeah, they killed Joe people. I get it, but like I would never lose a humanity in it. Like I'm gonna just mock 30 people.
Somebody said it. Why would you even risk your friend being a bodyguard? So say for instance, let's kind of like flip this scenario around. I die. Now my friend potentially getting his life in danger because of something I did. Like, bro, at the end of the day, I died. What happened. I don't want you to possibly die too. Or what if it's my son trying to avenge me? I don't want my son to possibly die or lose his life for something that happened to me. Whether it was my fault, because you got to think, I'm big on taking accountability. A lot of shit we put ourselves into. So like you said, if your friend was shooting back, your friend got shot because he was shooting back or was in a shootout, why are you in shootouts, nigga? Why are you in games? Why are you participating in that? So that's like, that's a little bit different. I think that's kind of beyond shit. But bro, I couldn't imagine.
If this was
one of my friends to die too, or
if this was young Dolph's like karma for what he did in his past, say he did kill somebody and like their brother came back 10 years later, their whatever. I mean, I get that because that's like an interpersonal thing. But do I still think that person should go to prison? Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody who would just pull up on somebody and shoot people, regardless of what the situation is, and especially like I said, it isn't like young Dolph was at a gas station and I got out of my car and I shot him point blank range in the head and I didn't really, if anybody else's life was even in danger. But to pull up to a shop where there's people at and just start shooting through the window, you didn't care about anybody's life, anybody in there.
Yeah, I get they don't think that deep because it's like, bro, they in that gang life. But like I said, the accountability thing is big for me. Like your friend may have died, now you want to retaliate, but what business are you in? Like at the end of the day, like I'm above thinking way more deeper than that shit, bro. And I obviously this shit not right. And like I jail, and I wish we could just find a way to eradicate the behavior in general. Like, cause it's baffling, bro. Like it's literally, like I said, like animals. Like
he's
just
out
like
crypto to fall. He talking about crypto falling. I don't know. Somebody told me that Shiba Inu shit was supposed to blow up. That shit ain't blown up. It started going down. But I'm gonna just sit on it. I already lost money on it, so fuck it. I would just sit on it.
I only put 100 in. I'm fine on that. I got $1 million or something.
Yeah.
If I get to 25 cents, I'm all right.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I got. I don't fuck with crypto. I do my options. So
yeah. But anyway, just to that, like, and like if I was a rapper, a young rapper, not even a young, an old rapper, any rapper, like, how many times do you have to see this take place for you to be like, you know what? I fuck with y'all in the hood. I appreciate everything you raised me. You helped make me. But now I'm in a new chapter in my life, and I'm gonna go do that. Like let's ask ourselves this question: when's the last time we see, not no photo op shit, not no I just opened a new park or whatever. When's the last time y'all seen P. Diddy go back to the hood? When's the last time y'all seen Jay-Z go back to the hood? And not for no PR stunt shit, not maybe they shot a video like a big high production where they block off the roads, probably have 1 million police officers. I'm talking about just go there by themselves. When's the last time we seen that? When's the last time we seen Birdman go back to the hood to whatever wherever I don't know where he's from, like the projects, I don't know if it's Calico, some shit. Maybe that's Master P that's from Calico. When have you seen them go back there just to fuck around by themselves? You don't see shit like that.
And
if they do go back there, they probably got hella people with them.
What conclusion I'm coming to? Well, I'm pretty sure that nigga had a bunch of security. I ain't gonna lie to you. But what conclusion I'm coming to is like, maybe we giving these rappers too much credit. Like, we think that they made money, so they should have some type of wherewithal within them. But a lot of these niggas really be caught up in their lifestyle, so that like they don't think about escaping that because they like it. Like, maybe we giving niggas too much credit, like, and they've been accepted this shit and they fine with it. Like, I got, because you gotta ponder all these things when you decide what games you're gonna play in. Like,
yeah, and
that game is a life or death game, and I think some people feel comfortable playing that game, maybe because I can't say they haven't seen more, because it's like when you get to that certain amount of life, like you feel like once you've seen more, you should try to do better. But maybe these people are like, they listen to Chronicle Judah to talk about people being chaos beings, or like just energy, just chaotic energy, and these people are products of that. Like, the mundane life is not fun to them. Even though you got millions, sitting in a house not fun to you. Like, when they talk about women in a strip club, they can't go back to a regular lifestyle of 9 to 5 because how exhilarating making that money was. Like, what's the nigga Fetty Wap going to jail? Like, he got other shit going for him, but what's more exhilarating is selling drugs.
Yeah.
So maybe these niggas is really chaos energy and they just got that in them. Like, we talk about women being forgot what that shit is when they thoughts or whatever like that. It's a energy they be, I forgot what they call it, but same, I feel like it's similar for men. This is a version of a chaos energy in men, and that's their products of that. So they don't like going to regular lifestyle. Like, that shit is not cool to them. Like, they either lame or they like it's too many things that's programmed that's not cool.
Yeah, which is dumb.
But I
what is that? Diddy not from the hood? Well, I didn't know. I just threw Diddy out there. I was just looking at. I was thinking about moguls who were rich. I guess Diddy's not from the hood. Birdman does, but like I said, if Birdman does go back to the hood, he not going back to the hood one deep. You don't see Birdman pulling up to the projects by himself. You might see him with, like, he pulled up to the Breakfast Club with like 30 people. Like, Birdman's not moving around Louisiana, I don't know, New Orleans or whatever, by himself. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah. He's moving around with like 20 people.
He said everybody can't be angels. I don't give a fuck about that. Because everybody's so choosing to be demons. So let's just be civilized. Fuck angels. I ain't saying be perfect. I ain't even saying be angelical. Just be civilized. Like, that's all I'm asking. But niggas choosing to be chaotic, niggas choosing to be demon time, way more than even thinking about tapping into some angelic shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I know a big part of it is the environment. That's why it's really a war on the mental and our people, whether people can see it or not. And this is a product of that shit, us killing ourselves. A big part of it is the war on us and putting us in these environments and situations to act like this. The lady said it. Who gave the right for us to give everybody can have a pistol? The lady said it in a little interview. It's like, of course they don't give a fuck about that. Like, shoot yourself up.
But I think that, like, when she said that, I was like, that I don't think they made that a rule for black people.
It's a
like, I feel like it's like a rule for like they did that in Texas where anybody. I feel like it's more like they're looking at them urban and not them urban, those rural areas where like all the white people like guns, Second Amendment, let me carry my rifle. Like, they're not doing that for like, oh, if we do this, black people are just gonna be able to run around and have guns all the time. I don't think that's like the thought process for passing law.
You're not wrong, because they still have to have legal guns and stuff like that. But I think she's saying it's not well thought out. And what's the point of everyone having guns in the sense that we was actually behaving well? Yeah. The need for giving everybody guns don't sound like everybody living in a comfortable existence.
Yeah,
is kind of the point of it. Like, let's pass some other legislation.
She said it's for population control. She started going, it's population control.
I felt it, bro, because that's the part of the war on us. World War III is invisible. It's very invisible, but it's right here upon us. I love what Kanye said. And our black people feel it the most. So I brought that up to say, is like, I understand these behaviors. I understand these behaviors, but when we see people that's making millions still displaying these behaviors, is you'll become a liability because you're now an influence to other kids.
I always assume that when you elevate, you'll elevate. Like you got think about your life, right? Your life from high school to college to adulthood to now. Like as you elevate, your mind changes. You phase out of certain things. You don't want to be around this anymore. You don't want to. And like I said, for young Dolph, this was probably in his mind just an innocent. Like I went to this cookie shop last week. You know, it's just an innocent drive to the cookie shop. I'm not going here because I want to be in the hood. I just like the cookies that are at this spot. But my thing is like, you just got to think of all the factors that go with that. Like, don't bring have a car that's inconspicuous. Just get a regular like F-150 to drive around the city. Now, when you're going to go to a nice dinner in Memphis, you're going to go to a nice restaurant in a different part of Memphis, yeah, pull out the Rolls Royce. But if you know you're going into a certain area, don't try to attract too much attention to yourself. Drive around, like they have enough, like Meek Mill used to talk about, he had, and Rick Ross too, like they're rich, you know, so I'm assuming young Dolph, if he's independent, he got money as well. Like they got bulletproof SUVs and shit like that. Like it's cool to pull up in the hood in a bulletproof SUV. It's all right. It's okay to pull up in an SUV and 2 security guards hop out before you do to surveil the area. You are a prize, right? You are a breadwinner. You are able to change hundreds, maybe not even thousands, and I'm talking about family lineage throughout the time, people's lives. So you need to be treated as such. We shouldn't even allow the thought process of you to think you could lead a house without somebody going with you. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like in this scenario, like Dolph, you ain't going nowhere without nobody, right? But you know,
I was gonna say like a reason also that they don't lead a lifestyle alone is like, you gotta think like you're getting paid millions because of that lifestyle that you presented to the world initially.
Yeah,
that's how you popped. So switching it up would be scary as hell. And so me, I'm like, bro, well, I obviously not perfect, and I listen to some of the shit that come out because music is good, it's catchy, you're gonna listen to it. But when you really think about how this person is a millionaire, but still is really glorifying and advertising his lifestyle, and then like the fact that I know you that's how you was raised and all that shit, it's so dangerous because you got the opportunity to like look at life differently and do different things and preach different messages, but no, you still preach that shit, and then how you influence the kids and other generations. Like that's the reason why I be like kind of like, nigga, y'all attracting this shit and don't even really care. Like honestly, it's like, I guess it is karma because that's the game you playing. Like
Dolph net worth 3. I don't be trusting that net worth shit just because like I'm sure these guys get a lot of bags where they like paper bags for shows where they like, hey, here's $50,000 for this show.
He made $3 million off selling weed. What he said or some shit like that.
Yeah, even like recently when you saw Ocho Cinco was on that Nelk Boys podcast and they was like, hey, your net worth says it's $5 million, and he gave them his bank. He pulled up Chase and went to his bank account, and it said he had $15 million in his bank account. It's like, yeah, the net worth may say one thing, but I actually got $15 million just in my bank account. This ain't even like maybe he got stocks, this, that. This just what cash in his bank account. I don't know if you should have $15 million because I feel like they only accredit you up to $250,000 if it gets wiped away. But still, he's showing different money. So I'm sure he has more money than $3 million.
I'm sure he ain't got a regular bank account.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure it ain't the family playing at Chase.
Yeah, that's probably right. It's probably some exclusive, like, we insure this money, big dog. Put this here.
That's crazy as hell. That nigga at Washington Mutual. Oh, that nigga some boy, hell no, nigga. I need my shit my shit need to be at the Federal Reserve. Fuck you talking about. nigga, I need my shit at the most official, nigga. I ain't playing with you. What you regular niggas got? Nah, I know I can't have that.
Well, see, my bad. I'm not saying, and I'm reacting to the comment. I'm not saying, I don't know if it was really Chase that he had $15 million. I don't know what bank account it was. But he showed them some bank account that had $15 million in it. So, there's that.
That's crazy.
But
Washington Mutual niggas give you what's that? Not Washington Mutual, Wells Fargo. They give you
extra $50
change back on the dollar. Like, yeah, you enrolled in that? That shit funny.
I don't think nothing gonna really people always like when shit like this happens. They always be like, you see them going interviews next week and be like, yeah, man, that really made me change my outlook on things. Like when Nipsey died, you heard everybody saying, man, it made me rethink about going back to the hood. It made me rethink about doing this, doing that. They still gonna do it. Like when I was hearing shit about Meek Mill saying he would go to the hood, like when he would like, I'm in the trenches right now at 2 a.m. Like, why? Why would I want to be in my $1 million mansion? Like I would have. Why is that something to like? I was in the trenches at 2 a.m.
Once again,
like bro, you're hanging out with billionaires now. You're like doing like you're on another wave. What are you doing?
Once again, how people move. That's a random ass question. I don't know. I've never heard of Fort before. That's a crazy ass question. But once again, you can see people mindset through their actions. Like they feel like their value is in the hood. They don't see value in themselves because they see value in themselves. Nigga, y'all not come to me. I'm not going out. Like nigga, I'm throwing shit at my shit.
Yeah.
Like, but they don't feel valuable unless they're in the hood, which makes sense because that's what they got known and notoriety for. Yeah. So that shows the mentality of these people. Like they may be millionaires and stuff like that, but they still have the mentality of a hood person.
I'm thinking about when you say that, I'm thinking about like that validation. Like remember how I was saying earlier, I was like, when you rich, just go around other rich people. But when you are around other rich people, they're not gonna be impressed by the shit you got. Too. They're like, bro, I got okay, like I got a $10 million house. Y'all see it's iced out Audemars? Bro, I got the Royal Oak, no iced out. Appreciate like, bro, we ain't hear about that little shit. But when you go to the hood, you feel that like that it's like an ego boost. Like, damn, I guess I am the man.
It's a parade every day.
I am the man. Like even a guy like Meek Mill, right? It reminds me of when people get around certain people, they kind of change up the way they act, right? Like we knew a guy, right? Like when he would hang out with us, he would turn on his goofy side. He would be like, but then he go back with his homeboys and he got to be street again. It's like, but we see this side. And we feel like this is the side you really want to be. Like this is really you. This is you being yourself right here. But when you go over here, it's like you got to play this role, but that's not really the role you want to play. That's what it feels like, but it could be, He
living that versus that's something he get to visit versus what he really got to live in, and that's the hardest shit to swallow. So, yeah, it's a lot of mentalities that go on to why you can see why they think like that. It's a parade every day in the hood for them. Every time they go, everybody got to see
people clamoring for you.
If you feeling down on yourself, let's go to the hood.
Yeah, they gonna hype me up. Like riding around River Oaks, I'm not getting a parade in River Oaks or whatever Memphis estate neighborhood they live in. Like those people just watching you ride around like, howdy neighbor. But when I go to the hood, people popping outside, people running up to my car, people want my autograph, people want a picture. They want this. People in my gated community, they don't want a picture. They don't give a fuck about who I am. They're not running out to the sidewalk when they see me. But when I go here,
it's exciting.
They running out. I'm like the king over here. I guess that's still stupid though. I don't give a fuck. Maybe because I'm not from the hood, but I said, what the fuck?
Like I said, you take that what you just said, the fact that they made millions off of that, like the fact that like really, you once you build the image, you become that image, and you're a hood dude. You the streets. when you leave that, you don't necessarily like when I left football, I was like, I gotta figure some things out about myself. When they leave the streets, like it gets difficult. Like it gets difficult. You don't have a lot of confidence in that realm. So it's a lot of reasons why these people go back to that. It's a lot of mentalities that really make that shit a trap. Like that's why I wanted to kind of say with like the industries and shit, why we got to kind of check who they giving checks to. Like it's gonna be hard to do that, but like we gotta just stop listening and shit. But the fact that they giving checks and millions of dollars to people that act this way, that literally is like justifying their behavior to do it more. Like nigga, I got paid millions of dollars to act like this. Why would I stop? Like that's it's encouraging bad behavior, and I forgot what like it's some type of psychology it's a name for that. But it's encouraging bad behavior, and once you do that, like why would I stop doing that? So that it's a lot of different mentalities that's going on in these millionaire heads that we think should be wise, and we think since they seen greater things in life that they should be thinking different and bigger. But no, it's a lot of traps and mental things that go on in their head, bro. And that's a part of World War III.
Yeah. He said we need a Wakanda. Well, we got Atlanta, but I mean, shit, they be killing people in Atlanta. Shit, they be going crazy in Atlanta. There's a lot of successful black people in Atlanta. They're trying to make Atlanta the new like Hollywood. They go shoot a bunch of movies there, but it's still like I brought this up too earlier. I don't know if you watched the live earlier, but I was talking about when Gucci and Jeezy did their versus battle. Right? If you've seen the videos after that versus battle when they was going out to the club, they had people walking next to their cars with like assault rifles. Like they would, and they're from Atlanta. They're legends in Atlanta. They just did one of the biggest verses that put a spotlight on Atlanta. They still went to a club in a city, and they still, they strapped up. They like, what the? I'm not playing.
Well, I do want to speak on the Wakanda. Like people that be buying 100 acres and trying to build communities of like-minded people. How we had Tulsa. How we had many different places that was built and civilized by black people, black police officers, black mayors, black on buses, black on all this shit, airports, all this shit. Those are our versions of Wakanda. Even in the midst of the world of racism, we was able to build that. Obviously, it got stunted, but the fact that is an example, I think that's what I want to do. I want to have however much acres I can buy and build a group of like-minded people. And shit, if we decide to give back to places that's not like us, then yeah. If we take on people at a certain amount of rate to help people grow, then yeah. But I mean, we can't save the world. At best, we can be an example, just like how Tulsa was and how people that's doing it right now is. So I think that's what I would want to strive to. I think that's what Wakanda is a superhero, a mythological thing, but there is a real life version of that. And I think that's what we all can recreate versions of Tulsa and stuff like that. And obviously, we got to think about creating military things and all that shit. But at the end of the day, bro, we got to start somewhere. And buying land is the beginning. When we get to that, when we get to that battle, if we ever get to it, then we get to it. But we at least got to start by rebuilding our own and creating self-sufficient communities in a sense. And even if it's not self-sufficient in the beginning, it getting to that point. So I think that's what I want. And that's what I always talk about. Like, bro, even if it's in fucking Wyoming, because D-Fran just said on fucking Wyoming, I'm going up there, bitch. You was going to buy 100. Now we buying 200. And we're going to get a community going.
I'm trying to get the fuck away from everybody. I'm trying to build my own goddamn. I thought my community with my 10 kids and they had 8 families and their community. And I'm talking about other motherfuckers. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about I'm not trying to just pick random. Okay, you from Atlanta, you come here from Cali, you come here from Georgia. Georgia's Atlanta, from Florida. No.
I'm talking about when we initially start. That's just us building the motherfucking land and a few houses where I'm talking about like friends and shit like that, family. Now, I ain't really talking about bigger than that. But as the community grow, we become more self-sufficient. Like maybe after we die or something, nigga, yeah, we sufficient enough to bring more people in because we got bigger.
Yeah, I just feel like having enough. If I was able to accumulate enough wealth, right, where this wealth would last for generations, and I was able to just go to Wyoming and live in the mountains and live in the whatever, I feel like shit like that you'll find like true happiness. Like you're not in this every day to day like rat race type shit. You're not doing like I was listening to Brilliant Idiots, right? And Charlamagne was talking about he just did a decade, right? From 2010, we were still in high school, 2010 to 2020. Think about what they did just in them 10 years. The Breakfast Club became the biggest show in the world. He got a show. He did this. He did that. He did all these crazy things, right? So he said, imagine what I can do within the next 10 years. By the time I'm 50, I want to be able to retire from all this shit, have a couple businesses that I could just run from afar. I just want to go live on an island somewhere for a little while, practice yoga, this, that. Like, just to just be able to just go and do whatever you want to do, find peace and tranquility, and don't got to deal with the clusterness of people all up on top you living in suburban areas or apartments. Or just get away and just go be happy. I think people believe that you need to be around a lot of people to be happy. Like, oh, you got to be around this. I think if you just get your family, maybe like your close friends, and y'all was able, like you said, was able to build a community, you'll be all right.
I think some people wire different. Like for us, like a peaceful life is something we aspire to have, but some people, bro, they inspire to be like weird things that we wouldn't imagine, bro. Some people don't like. Some people, peace is not a solution. Like peace is not fun. Like so, like literally, there are people like created in that world. Like it's a part of polarity. The how we want peace. There's other people that just gotta have fucking chaos, and I think a lot of those people end up being celebrities sometimes in their own version of just chaos. And we see how they end up, like when you think about celebrities, we see how they end up dying out early on because of certain addictions and things like this. These people don't be having healthy mentalities. And it's a part of their being on that negative side of polarity. If they were trying to find peace, you have all, I'm being the accountable person. I'm not trying to shit on people. I know people have their reasons to be fucked up. But you got money to do all the different methods of getting healthy. You don't. You stay down the path of going down that shit. And those are the people that usually let be some type of famous, especially if you got, some type of clout. They endorse that type of behavior. Almost all the famous celebrities be dying because certain drug things.
Yeah.
A lot. Especially like the big ones.
Like I just think about a person like a person like Joe Rogan, who just seems like like obviously it's hundreds of millions that he got money, but it's like I feel like he lives like like I feel like he got his money. He probably got a ranch now in Austin somewhere. He do his podcast. He interview a couple people a day. Great conversations. Seems like a fun time. And then just go live my life. I would love to be able to do that every day. Have two people come in. Different. I would love to get $100 million different spot, 3 year $100 million different Spotify. Move to a ranch. Have 2 people per day come in. Maybe not even 2, just maybe 1. Or actually, if I was him, this is how I do it because people love him no matter what. I would have like a day where we or like 2 days we just rush people in. Like today we're gonna have 3 here. We're gonna have 3 people coming on Tuesday, 3 people on Wednesday, and that's gonna be this week's episodes. And then for the rest of the week, I'm done. Like I was watching this guy named I got his book right here. Tim Ferriss, right? He does interviews too. I think I told you about it. He was talking about his podcast ads that he would get, and they pay per the quarter. And like a company would say, hey, for this quarter, which would be from January to like end of March or maybe like early April, to have an ad spot, 1 read in the middle for every podcast you do from this time to $500,000. We'll give you that, $500,000. He says sometimes he'll just record a bunch of episodes on Friday, Saturday, and he only drops twice a week, I think. So he'll record like a month and a half's worth of episodes. And then for the rest of that time, he's just living life. Joe Rogan, obviously, he do it every single day, so it's a little bit different. But you get what I'm saying.
People wire different. That's the truth. And like I said, I know a lot of people are wired because of their environment. But the difference in life is we are who we are. And that's as much as I can think of. I can't always be so sorry for people. At the end of the day, you can't save everybody. So the fact that people are wired different, I love that shit, and that's what I'm sticking to. Because me for a minute, I'm like, bro, look at all this negative shit. Look at this. Some people just like that shit. And that's what people like to watch it. People like to glorify it. People like to be entertained by it, all this type of shit. Me, fuck it. I'm more on that peaceful, And everybody not the same. And I'm tired of, I don't want everybody, I can't get everybody to think like this. And I start slowing down on even trying to get people to always see my side of things. Cause it's like, some people don't want to be functional. Some people don't want to be productive. It's easier being, the other thing. So like I said, when you talk about Joe Rogan and doing things like that, they're wired different. And you think about the things they preach, the books they talk about, the people they invite. Like it's always deep thinkers or things that motivate you and push you forward or whatever. Like you see, they wire different.
Hey,
Other people, that's nerd shit. That's boring.
I watched this interview recently with this guy. I'm ready. I can't wait to read this book. This motherfucker's like a very inspirational motherfucker right here. I just bought this off.
Goggins.
I'm like, I gotta read this up, but I'm gonna read this after I read the Will Smith one. But I was like, I gotta read this one. He seemed like but he wired from videos I seen him. He wired different. He just exactly. go like this is like go every day we go, motherfucker. I gotta run 20 miles a day. We running 20 miles. If I gotta run, I don't know about that shit, but that's gonna be the next one I crack open after I read the Will Smith book. But what y'all's idea on homelessness? I mean, what do you mean ideas as far as like how to eradicate homelessness or why people become? I feel like most people is homeless, like there's some type of well, I don't even say most people, but there's a lot of mental illness when it comes to homelessness and like obviously like drug use and like I don't think there's a lot of people that are out there that are homeless that are just like I don't want to say normal functioning, but just like I'm sure there are people out there who are just like me and you, they're just but they're just in a tough situation. I'm sure there are because we went out there and we seen homeless people and fed them, so we know the kind of But I think it's more like a mental thing and things of that nature.
America don't give a fuck about homeless people.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And the famous quotes of Kanye.
Well, yeah, they just shipping homeless people around on buses. Like, well, go here. Here's a bus ticket. Go there.
I said it last week. If we really wanted to, like, take care of it, we could. We spend millions on trillions of dollars investing in military, and yeah, I think we're 100 times ahead of everybody else's military. So we're good. We could have been stopped, but the reason we don't is because we're trying to take over more shit. They ain't worried about what they already got. They don't give a fuck about homeless because they would have scaled that shit back a long time ago and took care of his people. But they driving on try to be even bigger than shit anybody else combined. Like if you combine all the other militaries, I think America shit almost still bigger. And that's their goal, world domination. They don't give a fuck about no homeless people. Like that's a small thing on their plate.
Yeah. What do you think about see, even people like Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk wants to, keep doing this thing, go to Mars. He has ambitions and goals. And I'm not saying that he should ever stop doing what he does, but it's like, bro, he just sold Tesla stock. I think in the past week he sold like $7 billion worth of Tesla stock. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how he gets the cash, but $7 billion. He gets sell all Tesla stock and cash out at like 200-something billion and just this shit I'm talking about, getting 100 acres in Wyoming and living. He can do whatever the fuck he wants with that money. But like you say, people are wired. He wants to go to space. He wants to, he wants to do this, do that. But I feel like if I had that type of bread, I built a company to that level. Who wants to buy this shit? All right, I did this. I built it. I want to go chill with my family. I want to just go travel the world, do whatever I want to do. Maybe just buy Jay Prince. We talking about Jay Prince. Jay Prince, and I don't know how rich he is, right? But he's definitely not Elon. Jay Prince has his own private island in the Caribbean.
I would not be in fit for it.
He's his own private island in the Caribbean. I'll be on his Instagram and he be driving his jet ski he's like, look what we're doing here. Respect. We're building. I don't know what it's called. I don't think it's called Jay Prince Island, but they're building like homes and shit on it. Like, dog, I would never fucking leave. I would never leave. I would live on this private island.
You want to know the thing? I talk about the hood trap, right? There's other traps, man. The money trap. The rat race, you call it, there's many different traps to getting into the rat race. White people have it too. They got to be the biggest. They got to have the most money. Like, it's an ego thing for them where the normal life is boring, where they're selling stocks. Like how I talk about people selling drugs or women stripping. It's white people. They just gotta make the next stock sale, or they gotta it's different traps in everybody's shit, and people get caught up in it. It's like, bro, I'm wanting to do as much as I can, cash out, get the fuck out the game. Some people they get caught up and never getting out the game, and
yeah,
in the metaphor of a casino, eventually your ass gonna get cashed out. Playing in the game, bro. It's the rat race. That's for me, I don't think people realize that. So they try to stay in Hollywood for 30 years, 40 years. Like, bro, that shit gonna drain you. They try to do these different things for a certain amount of years. And like, bro, I don't care how much we think that shit matter. What matters to me is just chilling, bro. Like, what's the if we really think about the urge for doing a lot of shit we do, why? Why? If it's not really conducing fun and happiness, and you got the opportunity to do it, why would you want to wake up and what's the point of wanting to be the best in Hollywood ever?
Yeah.
Like, why do you really want to be for Kevin Hart? Why do you want to be the most funniest nigga ever?
Why do you want to be the funniest nigga ever? There's legacy, but my thing is too is he gonna get to that point. Like, think about Kevin Hart. Like, for Kevin Hart, it's kind of it's like for Kevin Hart, it's like the longer you in it, the longer people can diminish your legacy in a way. Because now, look, everybody now, when we was in high school, Kevin Hart was the funniest motherfucker alive. But now it's oh, well, he's not Chris Rock. Exactly. He's not Dave Chappelle. He's not Cat Williams. He's not this. He's corny now. It's now he's never gonna be the funniest person now, ever. Don't matter how many movies he creates. Don't matter how many movies he makes. Doesn't matter how many more comedy specials he puts out. People just turned on him. I feel like they look at him as he went to Hollywood.
And that's a critique, because I mean, to have that longevity, to aspire to be that great, you have to be Hollywood. Yeah. You have to be a part of the cookie cutter at some point. You can push the limits, but then you're not really meshing with Hollywood, so they're not gonna push you as far. So if you really have the aspirations of doing whatever it takes to get to the biggest and the top, you're gonna start to mesh with that, naturally, because that's a part of it. But I think society did a great job of putting a battery in our back to wanting to be these great elusive things, because maybe we felt so shitted on early on.
But even I'm reading this, living off your riches is boring. Got to stay active. But if I'm rich, why can't I still have fun doing shit I want to do? If I want to wake up in the morning and say hey, I'm rich. I want to go bow hunting in this wherever. I don't know what's a good place to go bow hunting. Oh, I want to go ice fishing in Alaska. I want to go do yoga in Bali. I want to go. I don't got to just be sitting my ass. I'm not saying I'm just get rich and sit my ass at home.
And I think a survival thing is I got to keep going. I got it a part of the rat race. I got to keep going, because if anything can happen. Inflation, this is the worst can happen. So I think people kind of had that entrenched in them, a part of that battery in their back, why they won't stop. Because if they do stop, then I think that starts to breed fear and not being productive in a sense. But at the end of the day, a lot of times, bro, if that happened, if let's be real, if you was to lose all your money to inflation, that means the world could collapse in general. So working your whole life really wasn't going to change that in general, because that day was going to come. That was something you weren't going to be able to control, whether you worked or didn't work. So nigga, cash out the best you can, be as self-sufficient as you can, but you preparing for the worst. I think some people try to do that, and that end up making them work forever. Because if you're really preparing for the worst, why would you stop working when you think like that, in a sense? And I think that's a part of the trap of society, in the sense of putting that battery in our back. Hey, bro, think about how much they push fear to us with the world gonna end, 2012, all these different shit that get pushed, the movies, everything about the end of the world, everything about the last time and whatever. They push us to be scared, so we keep on going, bro. Yeah. Keep on working. Because you got to think, a lot of people would cash out. Why would I keep playing this game?
What do you do when you've done all that? I mean, he said, "What do you do when you've done all?" When I said I'll go to Alaska, I go here, I go here. It's better than what I'm doing now. Shit.
One thing about life is you got to accept the mundane. It's something a lot of people want every day to be a fairy tale, every day to be this magical ride. Some things about life is mundane. You just have to accept that.
Yeah, my thing with that is me saying like I want to be
peace with that.
Like if I live in Wyoming, like I'm on Zillow all the time, right? So I look at like magnificent houses. Like I remember one time I was looking at a house that was in Colorado that was built up on the hillside, and if you look out through the living room, all you see is glorious mountain. Like that's good enough for me. I'm not saying I need to do some wild, crazy adventure shit every day. I'll plan it out.
Got to be on a mountain. Motherfucker got to be doing something crazy. It's like for me, like that's adrenaline junkies that like. That's fine. I think that may be a phase of people's life, but some like, bro, like you said, he gonna be doing shit. You gonna have friends over. Y'all gonna go hunting. Y'all gonna go fishing. Y'all gonna go boating. Y'all gonna do a lot. I got gas. They're gonna do a lot of different shit. So it's gonna be fun. You're gonna have family that you always around because you gotta think your family now. How people work, you don't get to see them much because they working all the time.
Yeah,
the life you living, like you can be around your people all the time. And the people you choose because you can afford it. So life will have a lot of special moments inside of that. But thinking like every day is gonna be like this roller coaster ride, and I got
every day ain't gonna be Phineas and Ferb. Like we ain't gonna have an adventure every day.
What are we gonna do today?
Yeah, every day ain't gonna be Phineas and Ferb. Like we're gonna be chilling someday. Most days we gonna be chilling. But if I decide like, hey, for 2 weeks, let me go see what ice fishing in Alaska's like. Like let me go up there. Let me go see.
And let's be real, bro. Like a lot of humans are more like cats. We like to sleep, bro. Like when we go out, like bro, we like, all right, bro, this is enough. Like time to go lay it down. Like after we eat, we ready to go back and lay it down. Like bro, it ain't like we these like up all day ass creatures. Unless you on some pills and shit, like bro, you ain't like you gonna get tired of doing shit. Like it's only so much you gonna want to be outside the house. When you got everything there, you go swimming, you can go hooping, you can invite anybody. Like bro, you got movie like
yeah.
I guess people could consider that boring, but like I don't know, like
yeah. So what else you got? Too many scandals for Kevin Hart. I don't think he has too many scandals. I think like people who you would deem like to like the people that deem like Kevin Hart not funny or like Dave Chappelle's more funny. They're not worried about like him cheating on his wife. Like nobody gives a fuck about that. You know, like that's just a part of life. Like that shit happens. Like the gay shit with the Oscars. Like most people's looking at that like. When I saw the gay shit with the Oscars, I was like, I was so confused by that because it was like, I could have swore 2 years before y'all tried to clip him for the same thing. Like, I don't like cancel culture when they try to clip you for the same thing multiple times. Like, bring it up once, we get past it. Don't keep bringing it up every time I do something good. Like, oh, now he's got this. Bring it up. No, fuck that. Y'all brought that up 2 years ago. I discussed it. I apologize. We're not going to bring this shit up every single time I come up for some award or every time I get some new accolade or every time we ain't doing that. I think it's just that people feel like he went to Hollywood. That's what I think people think, right? But I always said like, it's like people be complaining about Hollywood and they be complaining about like, and probably not like Bryce don't give a fuck about shit like this. But I be seeing people on social media, they be like, there's not enough black this, that in Hollywood. But as soon as there be a person that get to that certain level, then they get killed. I said this with Tiffany Haddish. What do you think Tiffany Haddish is funny or not, right? Tiffany Haddish got to a certain level where she was spoken about among these elite Hollywood people. When she was on her way up, when she was just like a person people knew about, everybody thought she was funny. As soon as she got to the highest pinnacle, motherfuckers tried to tear her ass down. As soon as
like
Kevin Hart got to
supposed to.
Nah, she just doing her thing. Like as soon as Kevin Hart get to, it's like us. Like bro, like this was saying. We, me and you could be sitting here right now. We got people fucking with us. As soon as we get to a certain level, people gonna turn on you. They gonna start. They gonna try to tear you down.
If we get brought down, that means we might have been somewhat.
But my point is with Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish before she got famous and when she got super famous, there's no difference between those two people. The same shit she was doing when she got famous was the same shit she was doing before.
The difference to me is like, okay, it was cool, the little raunchy jokes in the backdoor comedy rooms, but now you're getting pushed and you too corny for you to be one of the like leaders of us.
But my thing is like, if you love me here, just because I'm famous, why can't you love me? I'm the same fucking person.
Because black people do a good job of this sometimes. We know how to counsel our own people that hey brother, we like you, but you're doing too much. And she one of them examples. For me, I think she was too raunchy. She was too tap dancey, pulling chicken out. Like she deserved to be pulled
Well, the chicken
down.
shit that looks like that. That's wild.
Like she deserved to be pulled down, and that was accurate criticism. And the black people spoke up loudly because her being considered one of the top comedians is embarrassment to black people. We being honest, like she's just not. That's just the truth. Like she probably could be one day if she worked on it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but right now, Tiffany Haddish got to look good for her. But to be considered one of the best and she's doing crazy, nah.
I don't think nobody ever thought she was one of the best like comedians, like not a stand-up comedian.
She was,
but she's like the movie, like she's just a movie comedian. Like she did good in
and wasn't
whatever that shit was called. I don't even know what that shit was called. Girls Trip or something like that.
She good in the shit with Tracy Morgan. I give her that. But that's a little bit after that shit. Like that's a little bit after kind of how when she started. When she started, I think it was fair criticism on her. People didn't like her, and she had a lot of reasons not to be liked. And then I would throw Lizzo into that same category. Obviously, we can't look at her at the smaller scope because no one really knew her at the smaller scope. But black people give plenty of criticism towards her. Like, yeah, people talk about loving her, but it's the reason she always complaining about not being widely accepted. Because black people give fair criticism sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes you can see that comes out. Sometimes. Then you get the R. Kelly shit.
Nigga love R. Kelly. They ain't tearing him down. Nigga touch kids. We don't know about that one.
But let's look at it though.
Pulls out chicken on TV or child diddler.
Let's look at it.
We fuck with the child diddler. But look at that. Look at that.
Talent. If you talented,
well, that's a detriment. That's not good. That's not good.
He's great though.
He was talented enough to touch kid. Like, come on, right? Step in the name of love. Like, come on. Like, she was doing girls.
Churches can do it.
Like, come on. It's like, all right, bro. Hell no.
Hey, but no, I'm being funny though. If you great though, a lot of times black people will look over some of this shit. But if you not, oh yeah, you're getting criticized. Especially if you're mediocre. Black people know how to do that. And it's so good. You know how it's so good? Media know how to make us turn against each other a lot of times. That's how good we are at doing it. They put the battery in our back when it comes to raising voices against others, whether it's ourselves or not. Like with the gay community. Hey, black men, hey, black women, jump on our bandwagon, even though it really may not have nothing to, like, we all in poverty together. We all oppressed together. White women, they joined our movement in the 65s and shit like that. Everybody jumped on our back to push narratives. So it's no different. When they want us to go against each other, they know how to do that because black people are good at that.
Destroy. Like, damn, man, why y'all coming at me? Shit. That's what I'm just saying. Like how you saying, like media be like, we know his people gonna destroy his ass, so we gonna let them take him down. It's like, damn, what the fuck y'all taking me down for? Damn, let somebody else do it. I don't need my people doing it.
Yeah, it's easy to do it.
But yeah, we fuck with it. It's like just like Kanye. Nigga, like if anybody else did the shit Kanye did, and it wasn't Kanye, they'd be fried.
Most likely.
Stacey Dash out here was supporting Trump. They killed her. I'm not saying that Stacey Dash is with anywhere comparison to Kanye West, but my point is anybody that's spoken about Trump,
that's a valid point.
They're done for. Kanye West said slavery was a choice. He said, and I have my thoughts about those slavery was a choice thing, but like the things that people were trying to ridicule him for, but they'll be like, it's Kanye. Like, fuck it, it's Kanye. We love him. Can't do nothing to him. So people, like you said, people pick and choose who they're gonna. Some people you can't just do that too. Like we see people, they stay trying to kill Tyler Perry, but like Tyler Perry can't do nothing to him. He's too fucking.
When you get to a certain level, it's possible for you to get knocked down by that shit. But a lot of times, you just keep rolling. It's hard to knock those type of people down because like when you really talented, like I said, you don't get stopped. But Tiffany Haddish, if people was criticizing her on one shit and she was really the truth, the next shit she would have dropped would have shut everybody up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Didn't happen. Still ain't really heard no special from her. Like when people get called into question, they step into their bag and deliver. Yeah. When people that's not great get questioned, they play victim or just fall to the wayside.
What's your thoughts on slavery as a choice? My camera died, so we rocking. I'm still here. But anyways,
I thought you were gonna avoid that question when you said that.
Nah, I don't have a bad thought about it because I looked at it both ways. Like I think it's dumb to say that because when you look at just the historical context of slavery, same thing when I made the video about Colin Kaepernick comparing the NFL to slavery. I think most of that compared to like horrific, tragic things are like, to me, they're kind of stupid because they kind of like, they take away the significance. Like it wasn't just like, hey guys, we own y'all. Y'all go pick cotton. Like there's so much more to it than that. Family separation, emasculated men, raping their wives. They can't do shit about that. Stripping your human deed. Like there's a lot that goes into that. But when you want to be super technical about slavery as a choice, if you want to be super technical, yeah, because you could just risk the death and you could just run away because we've seen slaves that ran away. They chose not to be slaves. It is a choice at the end of the day. Everything is a choice. Like to get the I don't want to compare vax mandates to slavery, but like everything, like when people say like, when I made my video about the vaccine mandate and making people do jobs, I'm like, you're really not giving people an option. People are like, well, it is actually a choice. You can, but it's like, is it really? I have my job. I've been working here for 10 years. If I go to another job, I'm not going to be as much money. I got to provide for my family. So is it really a choice?
I think.
But I'm not comparing the vaccine mandate to slavery, just to be clear.
I think people are allergic to the truth because at the end of the day, he made a blanket statement that ended up being the truth. It is a choice. No one said it was an easy choice. Like people like to add, like once you make a statement, people jump to conclusions on what's
what you meant. My bad. Charles, detail me what's out of pocket, but you continue. He just said something that is out of pocket. I just want to know what he's talking about.
They're jumping to a conclusion in the sense of when you say it's a choice, people are already making it seem like I'm making it say it's an easy choice or everybody should have made that choice. Yeah. I'm making a statement probably to back another type of point, but at the end of the day, it was the truth. It was a choice. We have pure examples of people that chose not to be slaves and fought against it and people that did it. Not saying that people are when Kanye said that, they making it seem like Kanye said one side or if you made one decision, it's a good decision. If you made another decision, it's a bad decision. He said it's a choice. So when we say it's a choice, it's not saying like the people that stayed are dumb and didn't make a good decision. Like they did what they had to do.
They did what they had to do to survive. That was their survival, choice.
Same for the people that decided to leave. It was a choice. But no one's saying it was right or wrong or good or bad. Just saying it was a choice. But people like
in a conversation like that, it's like I said, so multi-layered because it's like, I know I don't want to be a slave, but I know if I run away and they catch me, they're probably going to kill me. Or if they don't catch me, they're going to probably torture my family. They're going to do a whole bunch of different things. And Charles there with cheese, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't understand how you don't understand what we're saying. I don't get it. I don't understand the confusion. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, if you pick to be a slave, you're a weak-minded. If I was back in slavery, I probably would have been a person who didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want to rock the boat. I ain't trying to run away. I don't want y'all to sell my wife. I don't want y'all to rape my wife. I don't want y'all to sell my kids. So I probably would have chose to just be like, I'm gonna go with this. Well, you're talking about like if you get captured and sent somewhere. You don't have a choice. It's not like you got captured. Like I'm not saying people volunteered to be slaves. I'm not saying they were like, hey, pick me, send me to America. We know that people got stolen and sold, but we're talking about the point of just staying in that situation. It's like you have like the choice to leave is so far. It's like leaving a job. It's like so far out of your mind. You're not even thinking about doing that. You have the choice not to do it, but it's like, am I going to do that? I got all these things I got to think about doing. So when he said slavery is a choice, people took it as like he made it seem like people was just signing up to do it. Like it was just like, oh yeah, I want to be a slave. Nobody wanted to be a fucking slave.
Or he was demifying the people that didn't choose to not be slaves. He never said none of that. And we're not saying that either. All we're saying it was a choice because you literally we see people that chose to fight and we see people that didn't. That's literally the statement. And he was speaking in context of something why they was like, why don't you choose to go out on your own? It was like we all have that choice, but sometimes the easier option is to work with these companies. So he was actually saying he may be the slave in that scenario. If you're really listening. If you really listen to what he was saying,
if that's a choice, what's force? But I think you're still missing the point. Like, I don't even know how to further break it down and explain it. I don't even know.
I literally just explained it as perfect as you could. Kanye was speaking on why don't he go on his own versus trying to use these companies that may have rules and stuff for him? Because that's what Charlamagne had talked about. Stop it.
The cats, I'm tired of hearing your bullshit, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit no more.
Stop it. Damn, shit fucking up.
Hey, we gotta call the dog. What's that dog whisperer name? Medina. We need to get the cat whisperer over to Bryce's crib ASAP.
All right, so back to what I was saying. So he was speaking in the terms of should he use these corporations or he do it on his own, because that's what Charlamagne had asked him about. He said, obviously I could do that. It's a choice, but his choice is to use the industry because that's the easier thing to do because he needs the money. Like, it's the easier way to create. My cat about to fuck it up again. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated as fuck. You see her? Y'all see her?
No, I don't see her. Oh my god, it's just fucking hilarious. That motherfucker just keep knocking that bitch over every time.
Oh, frustrated as fuck. She's just chilling. Like, bro.
Oh my god. We try to talk about some serious shit. This cat says, shut your ass up and go to bed. No, that shit is fucking hilarious.
All right, bro. I know what you do. This
Nigga, you ain't got a tripod?
I'm talking about TV. The wire hanging and is moving, bro. And they like anything with motion, they love to attack. So,
but anyways, it's like, is it a choice? Like I said, if you get super technical with what the word choice means, then yeah, you're in a fucked up situation that you don't want to be in, but you are choosing to wake up and be in that fucked up situation every day, because we have seen people who chose not to do that, whether it's risk of life or death. Same thing like at the end of Black Panther. What did he say? Like you brought up the boats. What did he say at the end of Black Panther? He said, throw me in the ocean like my ancestors who said they would rather be dead than live in bondage, whatever. They chose to be like, you know what? I'm not going to be a slave. I'd rather die than do that. So they chose to do this. Is it a fucked up situation? Yes, see, but some people.
That's the thing with us. We be too dimensional. So when we say something, one thing is admirable. It's like we almost downplaying the one thing. Like if I say one rapper good, I gotta be dissing somebody else. Yeah. Like no, that choice they made was fucking very admirable and brave.
Yeah,
that don't mean everybody else on the boat was weak.
Yeah, that don't mean yeah.
Like things are more complex than that. But that's how people jump to conclusions so fast. Like, no, can we give them acknowledgement? Like, that's some strong ass shit, right?
To be dealing with that shit all the time? Yeah, see people you got to be like to deal with that type of shit. Because sometimes it's just about survival. Some people, like, you got to think about it in real life today, right? A lot of those slaves who, maybe I'm generalizing here, but maybe a lot of those slaves who chose to run away, they was like people now. There's a lot of people now who are single that are able to take risks and do this and try to go off chart on their path on their own, try to live their life a certain way. But people with kids, they got to think about like, hey, I need this safe security here. And I need to stay and do this.
And that's a strong fucking choice too.
Yeah.
Same if you stayed on the boat. Like it's should be multi-layered. You stayed on the boat and you was like, bro, I'm gonna ride this out because things could possibly get better. I'm gonna see this shit to the end. That's fucking powerful. But things could be multi-layered. Just how the people that's how complex this world is. Everything ain't right and wrong. Just like the people that jumped off the boat. So it's the same. It's multi-layered. So the same with like the kid scenario. These people are choosing to protect and be there with their kids versus just leaving and being like, you know what, I'm gonna be out on my own. Yeah. That's just as strong, bro. It's like it ain't always trying.
And it's like you said, you can't
positive and negative.
And if we want to be like I said, if we're super technical, super literal with the word choice, you can't then also see people like I'm about to say Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman choose to leave slavery and then choose to come back in and transport hundreds of slaves, or I don't know how many out of slavery. They're choosing to be like, fuck slavery. We're willing to die and run with Harriet through the Underground Railroad to get the hell up out of here. They chose to do that.
Make her story more powerful.
But I think what you said is a good point why people got on Kanye, because when people say that, they think that he's diminishing the people that stayed. He's belittling the people that stayed. That's why I think people felt they got such a reaction out of him saying that.
That's exactly what it is. And when I tried to explain it, but he even in that scenario, if you really listen to it, he even said he was a slave because he was referring to him working with the industry and not doing it on his own and leaving, being a nomad, which we would in this metaphor be considered the runaway. So even in that scenario, he was saying that he would have been the person that stayed on the field. So like that's what's crazy. Like why would he demify that if he's saying that's a solid method of survival? Because he's choosing that way. Like you got to think like shit be multi-layered, but people miss that because they jump to emotions instead of logic. And I missed it as well because everybody started putting up different perspectives of what he was saying. But when you start to really pick apart what he actually said without all that other hoopla going on, you can really see it. And I y'all heard what I said. I just broke it down perfectly.
Yeah, I can't really. Nope, that's not my angle at all. So what's your angle? I want to know if you still here in the chat. What's your angle? And anybody else who's watching, say you got 7 people on YouTube watching, chime in. I want to know what everybody think. If you're on your phone watching, if you on a laptop watching, where you're able to type into the chat, communicate, let me know what you think. Okay. Again, if I get taken from my homeland, I don't have a choice once I'm there. But see, I can flip that on its head because we saw thousands of slaves run away. And like I said, we're not saying that the people who ran away are more brave or they're better and they're whatever. But like, if you're being technical with the term choice, and you said you said I could choose to die. A lot of people didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but there's people who made it and that didn't die. They got away. They moved to the north. I mean, the north wasn't like great. I mean, you wasn't in slavery, but there was still a bunch of racist motherfuckers. But you know, they chose to say, you know what, fuck this, I'm gone. Nat Turner made a choice once. If Nat Turner's a real person, I don't know if that's just like a folklore, that's like a real person. Nat Turner, once he decided, oh, I see y'all using me to use the Bible against slaves. Oh, y'all raped my wife. You know what? I'm about to choose to be from working with y'all as this slave puppet master to go preach to slaves or other things. Now I'm about to choose to kill you motherfuckers. And that's what Nat Turner, I mean, obviously up to his demise, but think about all the people he helped free throughout that run of them tearing up slave owners' homes and killing slave drivers all the way up and down wherever they was at. So it's like that. Like I said, when we say choice, we're not diminishing the people who stayed. Like
I see what he's trying to say is when he got kidnapped, he didn't have a choice. Some things in life we don't have control of.
No, well, yes, at that point,
talked about.
At that point, yeah, you don't. If you talking about me getting thrown onto a boat in shackles, no, I got kidnapped. Like it's like me saying I don't. It's like me saying I don't think the 13-year-old girl that gets kidnapped and thrown into a van, she didn't choose to get thrown into that van. She got taken against her will.
And some things are out of our control, but there, as a slave, he's saying there are opportunities where you could choose to either stay a slave or not. That was he was talking about in that one context. He wasn't talking about to stay in oppression for 400 years. He's talking about, did you choose to run or did you choose to stay? And that was the context of the conversation.
How did a girl who got kidnapped have a choice in getting kidnapped? Are you saying she had a choice to try to run away? Because sometimes you can't control. I feel like we're getting into the weeds here.
Yeah.
So then, if you're telling me that, then you're just telling me that the slaves who got on the boat had a choice. So then you disagree with us that everybody has a choice. Everything's about choice. If you're going to say that statement, then I could just say slaves who got captured had a choice to try to break free and right. You know what I'm saying? Like we're using the choice literal. Like we're just going to use the word choice literally.
You're taking it out of context. It's not the whole. You're taking the whole thing about the whole thing
process.
That wasn't the context of that conversation, and it's still not the context of the conversation that we're having.
Yeah,
like the conversation is with Django. It was on Django. He was like, he could have been slit the master throat. He been cutting the master head for 30 years. He had the choice, but he didn't make it. That we're not gonna demify him because if he do that, he know what some of the
he's weighing the pros and cons of doing that.
The consequences of the shit.
Yeah.
So obviously he had the choice, but even in that movie, they made that a point because it's like you there's opportunities where you could have left. There's opportunities where you could have fought back. but you didn't choose to, and that's fine. We understand your situation. Like, no one's demifying you. But we like, there are people that did do that. And that's just life, bro. Like, life is multidimensional, bro. And everything.
And then we can even bring it to, like I said, like we can bring it to real life. Now, like I said, when I bring up real life scenarios, I'm definitely not comparing that to slavery. I'm saying, like, we've all worked at jobs where we've all been mistreated. A lot of people stay there with the mistreatment, don't ever speak up. But then there'd be that one coworker that say, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm going to say something and I'm out of here. Whether the consequences be fired, you never get to work again. They took those consequences and they roll with it. They made that decision.
Yeah, I don't understand the complexity of this conversation.
Yeah.
It's just like Americans. We all choose to stay listening to this government and using the voting system when we can choose to opt out and do our own thing. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I really don't. It's the same argument. We choose to use the system that we have, and that's fine. I still do it. Most of the people I know still do it. I'm not demifying us.
Like, I just don't think that. I think you're trying to take it like real. Like, you're saying what's forced. Like I said, if I take the term choice super literal, like you're saying, do I want an apple or a carrot? This is a choice. I could just say, do I want to go out here and work the fields today, or do I want to try to make a run for it and potentially die? I have two choices. But like I said, if you make the choice to go work in the field, I don't have no problem with that, because
it's so weird to me. Like, people are literally made heroes by their choices.
Like, Harriet Tubman is a hero because she chose.
We wouldn't know Harriet Tubman if
she didn't choose to leave slavery. Like, we wouldn't know her if she didn't choose to leave slavery. We wouldn't know Nat Turner if he didn't choose to turn up and start killing people.
Like that's so weird to me. Like, it's clearly a choice. We're not saying it's a good or bad choice. We're not saying everyone should have made that choice. That's when you start jumping into conclusions. We just said it's a choice. That's a simple statement. How you get all these other different things, like it was forced and all that, is because you jump into conclusions or taking things out of context. That's it.
Yeah, I can't.
And even to the point we're getting captured, people could have fought, people couldn't have not fought. Like, life is harsh, bro. Like, I don't know why we're trying to sugarcoat these things. Like, I'm not demifying either side, but regardless of the fact, why are we trying to demify these things? Like, people chose to not do things, and people chose to step up and do things differently.
And I'm sure when they thought about that choice of running, they thought they think they was thinking was either I'm gonna somehow get to freedom, or I know when I get caught I'm gonna be killed. But you know what? I'm gonna just go and play this gambit. I'm gonna gamble this. I'm gonna roll the dice on this because it's better to them than doing this. And like I said, a lot of people will stay because, like, well, shit, my grandma's here, like my whole family's here. I can't leave my whole family behind to deal with this bullshit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna choose to stay here. You don't think slaves was running away and choosing to get away? Yeah, they might have ran away and got killed, but they chose that they didn't want to stay and do that. But like I said, I think whenever you hear people say that, you go to if y'all are saying that, then you're demifying the people that stayed are losers or they're weak or they're whatever. Because like I said, if I was back in the day, I probably wouldn't have been the one rolling with Harriet Tubman. I would have been like, what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson on Django. I'd have been like, hey, Master, Master, I might have been the guy snitching.
And y'all won't like me. The real me will say we all like Samuel L. Jackson. If most of us are like Samuel L. Jackson, that I know, and that I'm fine with that because that's the easiest way to go for most people.
Yeah.
And we're fighting. Most people in this that I know that I'm cool with are fighting for sovereignty. That we're making a choice to not be like that as much as possible as we can. But most people are content in just being used, pay unrighteous taxes, get harassed by police because standing up against this power is too hard. And I'll be real with you. That's how I really feel. I used to always say we all still slaves. I chilled out on that lingo because it's too harsh for people. But that's how I truly feel.
Okay, so y'all think the whole thing
that's
macro level.
That's the reality.
Okay, so y'all think the whole thing macro level ain't a choice, but on individual level you have a choice. I don't know. I feel like we're running in circles. I don't know how to break it down.
I think we both did a good job at explaining it in our own way. Not much else you could say.
Yeah. Because a choice.
We can all band together tonight and be like, fuck this system, right? But we choose to be like, nah, I'll just go back to work. I'm fighting for that. I might die. They might cut my lights off. We talk about NBA, NFL players. Y'all could take 90% of the money if y'all say, let's not play tomorrow, right? But they're like, nah, I need that check because I need that check. When we talk about things, if we really want to change, we got the power, right? We don't know that through deception and stuff, but most people know internally, and that's what I know, that if we really want to shake the needle, we could, but we don't because it's easier. And I'm not saying that that's crazy. We at a war, so it's a feasible position to not want to fight against a power that you really in your mind don't think you could beat. So I'm not knocking people that choose to do that. Just like when we talk about the choice of slavery,
and even when you think about it like this, the slave owners know that in a way the slaves have a choice to just revolt against them because they're outnumbered. But you know what they do? They put that strong hand down there, beating the shit out of people. They're overexerting a thing to let you know that don't do this. We know y'all. We're scared because we know y'all can because y'all outnumber us 30-1 or 30-5 or whatever.
They know that choice is always possible. That's why they live in fear still to this day. Why people talk about white fear? They think black people gonna one day revolt. Like nigga, black people don't be thinking like that. But it's till this day they still think that's a choice. Just like back then, they thought it was a choice. Excellent point. They lived in fear. That's why they had to do that extra shit. If they thought we were just dumb and was gonna go with it, why do all that? You don't have to beat. They don't beat cattle like that.
They did. They did certain manipulating. Like I said, they sent Nat Turner, a preacher, around to use God to convince people to being a slave was good. Stay here. Don't talk back to your master. Don't do this. So they can control you when you want to. You're trying to control and sway people because you know they have a choice to one day be like, you know what, fuck this shit. We revolt.
That's what all those taxes are even for. If we didn't have that in us, they wouldn't even have to do it. You don't have to do that to a dog. They already obedient. But look at
Moses. Moses came through and freed the Egyptian slaves. They all said, you know what, fuck this shit. And they went. I mean, they had God was on their side in the story, but still, they rose up. They said, fuck this. We out of here.
I don't get it. You got any other topics?
You haven't even given me what do you mean? I'm avoiding what scenario? You haven't given me a scenario. What scenario are we avoiding? I don't even know what's the scenario?
I didn't want to talk about that.
What?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh. They still deliberating on that shit. Second day of it's right there, man. But I'm saying, like, you're not when you're typing, it's like you're not talking to us directly. So it's like I don't know what it's right where. What you gotta type it out, whatever you're trying to
copy and paste that thing or something.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to get us to understand what you're saying. Because I don't think I could create another scenario of choices and like is it a hard choice? Yeah. Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to.
It's clear. It's the truth. It's clear as day.
Because like I said, it's like you can't say it's not when we seen people like Harriet Tubman. Like how do you explain? Okay, let me ask you this: how do you explain Harriet Tubman and the hundreds of people she freed? What did they do? Tell me that. Tell me that. What do you consider that? That's what I would ask. Forget the people that stayed. What do you say about the people that ran and got away? What do you say about them?
I bet if I look in the book, they're gonna be like, Harriet Tubman chose.
Y'all taking the word literally.
That's how you're supposed to take words. I'm sorry, brother. That's the meaning of the word.
But like my thing is like, my thing like literally when I started this conversation, I said when I first heard Kanye say that, I could see why people were mad at him because if you tie in all implications to slavery, like I said, demasculating men, whipping you, beating you, selling your children, the threat of all those things that tied into slavery. You don't even speak the language here. You don't know the land here. I get all those things. But when you think about it literally, he's right. Because you can't, like I said, explain to me Harriet Tubman.
Literally is ridiculous when you're talking about things, when you're taking things out of pocket. But when you're literally speaking the truth, there's nothing wrong with it.
What do you mean? You keep saying we never said they was weak. What are you talking about? You keep saying something about them being weak. Out our mouth. We never said. That was an assumption. We said we understand that choice. I literally said if I was back then, I probably would have made that same decision to stay there.
So he's not calling himself weak in that example.
So you keep trying to talk about before. We talking about when we here. We talking about you here. You on the plantation. What are you gonna do? Just explain to me, Harriet Tubman.
Decision. Choice you're gonna make.
Just explain to me what word would you use to describe Harriet Tubman?
Would you stay on the plantation or would you leave the plantation?
And we're not saying that when you leave, you're just gonna go live a frolic and blessed life. You're probably gonna be killed. It's a bad decision. You know, it's like you fucked on. It's like a double-edged sword. You fucked on either side, but there's two sides because we've seen people run away and we've seen people stay. That's the only thing. That's the only way I can really break it down.
It's
two fucked up choices at the end of the day.
And they could have been outside.
He said, "Y'all got Charles in here having flashbacks."
That's a whole trope. Like people saying you chose to stay in the house instead of being in the fields. You chose. That's a whole trope. Like, let's be real, bro. Like,
oh, he's saying that we're saying that. Him saying, okay, are you serious? Y'all keep on saying that I don't like the word choice. Hold on, you typing a lot. Because it implies that making the choice to stay is weak. I don't care about that. My thing is with the word, too fucked up. But we've been saying it's two fucked up choices. But like what you're saying, it's still choices.
We're in circles.
Two fucked up choices is still a choice. But like I said, you still haven't described and told me what Harriet Tubman is. What is that? What is Nat? What is Nat Turner? What is Nat Turner?
You can't describe her life without saying decision or choice, or his.
You can't say Harriet Tubman chose to take the path of the Underground Railroad, and then she chose to come back into slavery country to save more people.
Harriet Tubman was forced into slavery because her family was born into it. She chose to leave it. That's the statement. When you ask what's forced, she was forced into slavery. She chose to leave. Now, let's say in an alternate universe, she forced into slavery and she chose to stay. That's what choice is versus forced. Like, obviously, we know they got forced. That wasn't the context of the conversation. There you go.
Well, I don't know what we're talking about then. If we, I feel like we agreeing. I don't know. I feel like we're all agreeing.
Once you make that statement, everything that you said before that is omitted.
I feel like we agreeing now.
In the world of debating, you just contradicted and retorted your whatever you call that word, your whole sentiment. When you just said, "I agree that she chose to leave and stay," your argument became null and void. But we still love you because you're the head of school.
You the producer.
You still a motherfucking man. Don't get it.
Don't get it twisted. I don't even know we should be arguing with this nigga.
We gonna have our.
You know what, big dog? You right. You got it. You right. You right. We tripping. Hey,
I choose.
We tripping. You right, dog. I'm tripping. Right. I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripped out.
I choose not to die on this sword.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, you right. I got it. They was forced. You got it, bro. I'm tripping. I don't know why I even said. I don't even know why I said. I don't even know why I said that shit. I was just talking.
Big dog, I came into consideration.
I'm tripping.
Delegated.
You got it. I'm gonna agree with whatever you saying.
That's the good thing about brotherhood. You're gonna have a good conversation, but hey, that's about it. We ain't gotta go no deeper.
But what you want to talk about the Rittenhouse shit?
Well, I'm just curious on what you think. Do you think He gonna get off or what?
I think he gonna get off.
Why?
What I saw to me looked like, and like when you look at the details, to me it looks like a case of self-defense. If you actually look at all the details, not bullshit you see on Twitter, like if you actually watch the trial, you watch the videos, like if you actually watched everything, got every little piece of information, you would probably be like, oh, he's innocent.
Me personally, I think you'll have to be able to prove intent or like premeditated. But when he got into a fight, was it like life or death fight? Why are you so trigger happy? You brought a gun out. It explains you're trigger happy. I'm taking that into effect. I can't take, oh my God, it's self-defense. Like you antagonize people to even be having to defend yourself? Or you egging on people with the gun?
No, from the videos we saw, he was running around asking people, do y'all need medical?
Oh, that's what he said? I'm asking questions. I'm asking legit questions. If that's what happened, that's what happened. If he running
Trail the
around
photographer, don't do the emojis. Let us know how you feel. But for the videos I saw, right, he was running around asking people if they wanted medical. Like, let me say it like this. I think it's dumb for a 17-year-old to be running around with a gun at protests to protect businesses. I think that's dumb. Like, you shouldn't even been there, right? But when it gets to the point where people is like running you down, saying, get him, and it's like a mob of people running after you, I can understand you feeling the need to protect yourself at that point. Like, the one guy ran up on him, the Rosenbaum guy, in the parking lot. He turned around while he was running at him. He didn't shoot him then. He ran, got caught into a dead end. Then the guy tried to get at him. He shot him like twice, something like that. And then he was running away after that. And then a mob of people came after him again. One guy tried to hit him in the back of the head. He fell. Another guy came over the top, tried to kick him. Another guy came over the top with a skateboard. He shot him. Another guy, he had the gun pointed at him, but the guy had hands up and started backing away. He didn't shoot him, but as soon as the guy lunged at him, that's when he shot him. And the guy had a gun in his hand.
So for me, once you shoot the first person, everybody against you because like they're not looking to see like, oh, you shot somebody. So to me, the aftermath of the initial person you shot is kind of like a part of the first shooting. So I think you may be responsible. I think he may have been responsible for that. Reason why I say is he may be 17, but if you're going to use a gun that's deadly, you have to be understanding you got to take on the responsibility of those things. So you take this thing out, there's ways to warn people that you may like threaten to shoot them, whether you shoot next to them, you shoot low. Like when somebody's chasing you, bro, you weren't doing a good enough job in my eyes to keep people off of you in a sense, which I don't know if we can charge people for that shit. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If it's just like, if somebody's just, like, if I'm outside and somebody run up on me and I just shoot them, they'll be like, that's self-defense. Like, what you running up trying to attack this person for?
I guess. I just feel like he was a little too trigger happy. And I'm pretty sure having a gun pointed at people and you already like warning fired would have like stopped people. I don't think people are that crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why wasn't that the first method? I think I'm looking at him being more trigger happy and looking to do something like that. But that's me not knowing that if he was really being a medic out there and really was just being, you know, a helper. But I'm thinking he out there really trying to antagonize, trying to look for a way. Bro, these people are smart. They know if they get this, people know how to bait. And that's what trolls do. People are good bait artists. Like people know how to do that shit. So that's not out the loop of him baiting somebody because he don't like these people. I'm like, I'm out here trying to shoot one of these motherfuckers, really. But I'm gonna do it in the disguise of self-defense. People know how to do that. Like, and it's been proven that you can get off doing that. Like, so that's what if I'm like the defense and the people trying to take him down, that's the angle I'm looking at. Like, I'm thinking he was out there trying to really look forward to doing some shit like that.
But I was saying, but that would all fall flat whenever you see multiple times where he could have killed people that he didn't kill people. Like, he didn't shoot the Rosenbaum guy until he was like really all up on him. Like, he was still chasing him. He turned around. He didn't shoot him then. When he got caught in the dead end, the guy ran up on him. It was like, well, this guy's trying to attack me. And then, like I said, the other guy who he shot the guy who tried to hit him with the skateboard. And there was another guy that was walking away with his hands up. He had the gun. He didn't shoot him, but he only shot that guy when the guy lunged at him, and he also had the gun in his hand. So that's when he shot that guy.
You gotta blame, you know, gun training and shit like that. Because I'm like, bro, it should be in our law to where even if you self-defend, it should be an investigation on how you defended yourself. Like, did you have to take the lethal shot? Like, you couldn't have shot him in the foot or in the leg. Like, did you have enough space?
But I think like they say that for police all the time, but they say people ain't trained to like Let me try to shoot you in the foot.
So
it's like the biggest party. They shooting for the biggest part of your body.
And that's the problem with our system. I feel like that's a flaw. Like, did you really have to take the lethal shot? Like, did you really have to hit a body shot? You couldn't hit the legs. You couldn't it's a lot of parts of the body. And you went for the lethal part. Like, now if he caught you off guard and that's all the angle you got, I get it. But like, if you had 5 feet to turn around and then you took the shot, I'm like, bro, if you had 10 feet, like, bro, come on, bro. You could have shot him somewhere else. And I'm like, maybe not get 10, 15 years, but maybe get 2 years for like gun negligence or some shit like that. Like,
it's just a lot of things that I've seen in this case before I ever really looked into it, and when I actually started reading shit and watching the trial and the evidence, even not just evidence that the defense was putting out, the evidence that the people who's trying to get him sent to prison was putting out. I'm like, oh, so they lied about that. Like, even like when Charles Edward Chief says crossing state lines with a weapon, the police department confirmed that the weapon he had was bought in Wisconsin, stored in Wisconsin. He didn't bring it from Chicago or Illinois to Wisconsin. It was already there. It wasn't illegal for him to carry that weapon due to the laws in Wisconsin, so that's why the judge threw out that charge. And most media outlets report they thought that was the charge that was going to be able to stick and get him some time. But once the judge threw that out, people was kind of like, And I seen the way that they was trying to kill the judge. They started like making stories about the judge. I'm like, okay, it feels like they're setting up for him to get acquitted, but once it does, they're going to have all these excuses, X, Y, Z, to why he got acquitted. So when I see them start setting up, like, people are setting up shit to get teed off on, that's when I feel like they know it's not going the way that, they wanted it to go. And I also brought up a question. I put it on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. I was like, let me ask this to people, because a lot of people ain't really paying attention to this case. They're not really reading the details of it. They're reading the bullshit, right? So I was like, okay, the reason people feel a certain type of way about Kyle Rittenhouse, in my opinion, maybe not people in the chat, but I feel like a lot of people on social media, is because you hear white teenager protecting businesses during Black Lives Matter protests kills 3 Black Lives Matter protesters, right? You hear that, you're like, oh, look, he's against Black Lives Matter. But I said, okay, let's think about it this way. Let's think of everything as the same situation. Everything played out exactly the same. If this was a young black teenager who was a Black Lives Matter activist, and he killed 3 Proud Boy members at a Stop the Steal or election fraud, whatever kind of other event, would y'all feel that same exact way, or would y'all be like, hey, it's all right. We
if he
like
took
him.
A gun to that place where he knew they was protesting, he might not get off.
No, I'm not asking I'm not talking about the law part. I'm talking about the court of public opinion. How people feel about it. I feel like people would want him to get off, is my point. Oh. But since this guy, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about people on Twitter shit. Like, they would be like, oh no, he was doing what he was supposed to. They attacked him. Like, I feel like people's mind would be differently about the case if it was a position that way.
Yeah, I think how it was like coming across state lines, even though the gun was in Wisconsin property or whatever. I feel him coming across state lines, like it had devious plans. This don't got shit to really do with you.
Well, his grandparents live there. His daddy lived there. He worked there.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a little details. It's like I made a point earlier. I was like, in Houston, right? That's like if you live, I don't know how close Beaumont to whatever, like that shit is right there in Louisiana. Like as soon as you cross the border to Louisiana, that's like if you live in Beaumont and you drive 30 minutes to Louisiana to go to work, to visit your grandma, to visit your daddy, like you know that community. I don't know why he felt the need to go out there. Like, I don't get that aspect of like, let's protect. Like, I get it. The car lots was getting burnt down to a crisp by protesters, but like as 17-year-old, I wouldn't be thinking like I'm gonna go and do that. I don't get that point. I don't get that. I think that's dumb. Like, stay home. Like, go to junior high tomorrow. Stop.
To me, it sounds like he had ideas of already being, that's what I think. We can't prove that, but deep down, I think he had those intentions, bro. Like, you're not a cop. You 17 years old. What the fuck you about to do against a crowd with a gun? Like, you're not about to stop shit. Even if you're not thinking properly, all you're gonna do is really antagonize people, and that's really common sense. So, what you going out there for? I don't know. Somebody gotta be negligent in that shit. Like, I guess it's legal to carry guns, but carrying a gun at a protest that's not on your side, like, and you know that people are already riled up, I feel like you're antagonizing shit. I would think, like, you know how the cops be like, do not do anything, leave, we were coming. You know what I mean? Like, I think cops don't like the people that's here that's already kind of out of pocket. That's fine. We're trying to control this. We don't need other people coming in and making this shit even more chaotic and crazy. I would think even cops would be like, no, we don't need you patrolling the street with a gun. Like, and realistically, I think that would be logical, but I don't know.
Like it's all like I just don't. And from what I see people say, whenever there's typically like long jury deliberations and shit like that, most likely the person's gonna like get off. Because they said they're just they say statistically when it goes longer, most times people get off. When it's short, when it's like it's been 2 hours, we got it. They're probably like he's guilty.
Yeah,
because to find not guilty, you got to go through a lot of different.
When they keep either like how you say when they keep going through different deliberations, or when you go through when they keep
asking questions
and counseling it. Like how do you say it when they like postpone your shit? But like when you go, you got a date and it's like the date coming up, and then they push it back to a later date. When they keep doing that 2 or 3 times, a lot of times they don't have the proper evidence, and they just kind of string you along to get you, maybe
maybe they'll find something, or maybe you'll say something, or maybe you'll just get a plea
like
deal.
They can convince you to take a plea deal or something like that. Yeah, because like whatever, or you're on probation and we catch you doing some other shit like that. So you're right. If they're doing that, most likely he getting out.
Yeah, and they're, and also like when I see the governor like bringing in 500 National Guard, it's like he's gearing up for like people to be very upset. Like I mean, I guess you could be upset either way, because there's people who support him who's out there riling shit up, and then there's people who support the opposite side, and they're out there. It's just like a clash of two people. So we'll see. They went through today. Like if I'm a juror, I'm like, all right, bro, let's get this shit over with, bro. I'm tired of like we gotta come to a conclusion, dog. We sat names out the hat and shit. It's like, bro, we sat in here for however long. We sat through the trial. All right, bro. Is the nigga guilty or not? Come on. But even the prosecutor said, with the evidence, I made a video about that. He said, with the evidence that's been presented, I wouldn't be surprised if any reasonable juror acquitted him of the murder charges, but would like them to look into the lesser charges. My thing, I was like, motherfucker, if you can't get me on the big shit, fuck that. You gotta. I don't like shit like that. Like, oh, y'all couldn't get me on this. Man, we can get you on a little bull. Nah. If you can't get me on what you wanted, you can't get me on nothing else.
Yeah, you're right.
If you can't get me on the big shit, don't try to hit me on no petty shit. Nah, if you can't get the one you came for, you fried.
They ain't got a lot of niggas like that. We can't get them. Let's get them on tax evasion.
We can't get them on the first degree. We'll drop the third degree. Nah, hell no. If you can't get me on what you came here with, then big dog, it's over. You aim for the head, you missed. We ain't
swing for the fist and you swung out.
Yeah, you struck out, dog. We ain't doing that. But I feel like tomorrow, maybe. I mean, I don't know what's the longest jury deliberation of all time, but I would like the George Floyd shit. That shit was like what, 6 hours with the police officer. Like that was like 6 hours. We heard that. Obviously, he was guilty. Right now they got the Ahmaud Arbery case going on at the same as that time. You know the Ahmaud Arbery case, right?
I mean, I don't honestly. I know I heard the name, but I don't.
Well, they say he was like jogging through a neighborhood. He got chased down by like 3 white dudes in a truck, and they,
Yeah, I know.
Them prosecutors, the defense team over there, they trying to get that shit thrown out. It's a mistrial. Reverend Al Sharpton's in the audience. It makes the jurors, what's it called? They made them scared. Oh shit! Now they got Jesse Jackson the next day, making them scared. It's like, all right, bro, y'all just reaching for anything to get this shit thrown out.
My nigga, if them niggas ain't hung by now, I don't know what we talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if people say like new articles came out, like, oh, he wasn't jogging. There's images of him in houses that weren't like, you go through a new neighborhood and it's just sticks. It's not like fully built up houses. Oh, he's going through construction zones. That means that 3 white dudes could pull up on me in a truck and attack me. Like, that don't make sense.
In cold blood?
Yeah, that's not like a thing.
It's 3 people. There's a million ways to detain somebody if you really want
They
to.
chasing me down in the truck with shotguns. Like, come on, bro.
They could have just followed him and called the cops and gave them the location. Like, there's a million things they could have done besides shoot him in cold blood. Right, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Hang him. Fuck electrocution. Fucking shot. Hang them.
And see, I don't like doing shit like this, but this is a lot of people's play with the Kyle Rittenhouse shit. They was bringing up all these guys who he shot, like they passed felonies. Like one guy, he was in prison for like 15 years for like touching on minors and shit like that. You know, they was like doing all that type of shit. But I don't, because they do it to a lot of people. So I don't like that they do, because it has nothing to really do with their situation. But that's what they was doing to garner sympathy for Rittenhouse in his case. Like, oh well, he just shot a pedophile. I mean, I don't really give a fuck. But like, you know, that's what they was doing. That
would be crazy. Nope, everybody be like, well,
if they put that out, like that was like a mass media thing. Like people like, oh well, shit, fuck it, I'll go fuck.
That'd be the time you be like, oh my god, I really got off of this.
Damn, y'all don't give a fuck. All right, fuck it, we rolling. But I don't know, man. We'll be here for 2 hours.
I gotta wake up early.
We about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for watching. Everybody who's been here from the very beginning. Rest in peace, young Dolph. Tomorrow we'll probably see what happens with the Rittenhouse trial. We didn't even talk about Kanye and Drake piece, and we didn't even talk about the beef. It's done. We didn't even talk about that. It's over. Jay Prince to set that up. It's over with.
Nigga, Jay Prince the bully.
They both look like two. They both look like two brothers who was just fighting, and then their mama dragged their ass out. Y'all gonna love each other out here. That's what.
But if you look at their face,
they don't want to be here.
He got away with something, and Kanye looked like he'd have got the hell of it. Cause Drake like still kind of smirking.
Yeah. But people are like, oh my god, this is great for hip hop. I was like, I mean, I guess like they cool, but like, are they gonna do music together? Like, what was it like? What are we gonna get out of this now? Because I was laughing at the distance. Like, but it's like, are we gonna get like a collab album? Like, what are we gonna get out of this?
Yeah, if we get a collab album, I'm happy for it.
But if it's just like they homeboys again, it's like I guess. I mean, I don't want people beefing. Like, especially if it could turn. I don't think they beef was difficult, not turn deadly. But I don't know. I just see it. You know, but. That's all we got. Appreciate you watching on YouTube. Anybody who's watching on Twitch, make sure if you want to help me out, just go follow me on Twitch. You ain't got to watch on Twitch every time, but we be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So salute to everybody that's watching on both platforms. This is the one. This is a very long, thought out episode of the Absolute Sure podcast. If you want to subscribe, audio version only, SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes, you can catch it over there. You can follow me at DFriend Senior on Instagram, DFriend Show on Instagram, and be here every day for just the DFriend Show on this channel.
Follow me at Emerald Gamer and Reaction. And then you can follow me at Emerald Thoughts for the spiritual YouTube.
Yep. See you guys next time. What do you friend?